And we're back. Awesome. You look great, bro.
What?
You look good.
That's a lie.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Hesco, and that's James. Trying to get some. Yeah, we're just sitting here BSing and brought the latest box of shit water.
Shit. Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I don't drink a whole lot, but when I come to the podcast, I like to bring something. I don't know.
So I don't
just
drink
to,
at all anymore. The only time I have a beer is with you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm on the same boat. Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah, this is but it's almost gotten to the point where I can't. I hope that it's terrible.
Yeah.
Just to stay with the tradition.
That sucks.
Because I bypass really good beer in order to get that beer that I don't recognize. And that's what I grab. I was like, what the fuck is this? I know to stay away from some of the Texas cheap ones because I fell down that rabbit hole before, and
I'm surprised you haven't brought
not good.
What was that Honey Maid? It's from Austin.
That was good.
That was good shit.
Well, that's not in the gas station like on the way here.
Gas station, you gotta go to the liquor store for that one.
Yeah, I gotta go to the liquor store to get that mead. That's some good. That's
probably like one of the best like canned alcohol items I've ever had.
Oh yeah, dude. Like if you were to give me that in a mug or a stein, I wouldn't know whether you poured it off of a freaking keg or what because it's delicious.
Good, yeah.
Another thing that happens with that mead is that I'll drink it like it's fucking soda, and dude.
Yep.
That's good that they sell like little 4-packs because
sold
that.
It's a dangerous
freaking thing. I bought that.
And the ABV is like what 8 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah, dude, it was like that tester box that we got that one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a different brand mead.
Yeah,
but it had different flavors.
Well, it was
like $70.
Ones. Yeah,
it was like $70. It had like 5. Dude, I about fell flat on my face drinking all that damn mead, dude. That was not.
I used to have a bunch of it.
Yeah,
like I ordered like an entire case of that crap one time, and it's like,
dude,
it's got sick of it.
Dude, it was
good, but I got sick of it.
It was good, but it kind of went away a little bit. Fucking last season of Vikings ended.
Yeah,
just
I don't know. Kills me about popular shows. I think I've bitched to you about it before, but people who have no actual personality will like latch on to these fucking TV shows. Dude. Like when Sons of Anarchy was real popular, you saw all these fucking bikers come out of the woodwork.
Tell me about it.
Just because of Sons of Anarchy, like it made the news a few times because these motherfuckers were getting arrested. Like they're like fucking retired cops, like 20, 30-year veteran police officers joined a fucking patched biker gang. Because Sons of Anarchy is their favorite show. You fucking idiot. And then you got Vikings and all these people like now they're growing their fucking hair out and growing beards and putting fucking jewelry in their fucking beards and trying to claim some kind of fucking Nordic ancestry. Like the fucking Swedes don't even do this shit. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's
and now you got fucking I know I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No,
you got fucking show like Longmire and a show like fucking Longmire's it's been done for a while. But you got Yellowstone that's on now. And now you got all these cowboys coming out of the fucking woodwork like they ever worked a day on a fucking ranch. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous because it's the same people. It's the same people that'll go from biker to Viking to cowboy because of the goddamn TV show. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Hey, dude.
I'm tired of it.
Hey, so that was one thing. Like I asked Jay, was sitting at the house, and she was watching some other Viking show that was like a spinoff. It wasn't a spinoff of this. It was kind of like it had nothing to do with the original series. It was a different show.
There was one I think it's called Last Kingdom or something.
Like Last Kingdom or something like it. Well, I don't know if that was a movie
the first
or a
season,
show,
but kind of sucked.
But so I asked her. I was like, do these Vikings have eyeliner or are they all right? They're just like normal. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I sat next to her. I was like, see, it's eyeliner. That's why he looks so terrifying. Eyeliner. It's a bunch of emo dudes. It's like in a freaking Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
I was like, Vikings could have been dirty, but they didn't have eyeliner. I mean, not to the best of our knowledge. I was like, I said, there's a reason why historians and people that are like really into or really familiar with this history don't watch this garbage, because they that's not how they dressed. I mean,
No.
freaking Vikings dress like shit. Like
And
they were not.
Vikings aren't a people.
Vikings is just
It's a
it's
job.
a profession. It's a
Yeah.
job. It's
Raiders.
It's a raider. You know,
They're shore raiders. That's what a Viking is.
It's like pirates.
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, but well, I mean, not the same, but different reasons. But
pirates got close to having their own nation at one point, though.
yes, they did. Yes,
Nassau.
they did. Yeah, Nassau came close, but the government, of course, with their overreach.
And thank God, too. Good, I mean,
good for everyone.
Yeah.
They did.
It's much better. They offered them full immunity, full amnesty for everything they've done. Just shut the fuck up and go back to being a regular sailor, and we won't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, all right.
Only a few of them said "fuck you," and they were dead within a month.
Yeah.
So, we'll fuck with the Royal Navy, man. It's the 1700s.
I mean, they did try to bring about 10,000 of them to Puerto Rico. That fucking floating island of garbage fucking destroyed them.
Yeah.
So it's about 10,000 cadavers sitting at the bottom of the freaking sea over there.
They fucked up the pirates, though.
Fucked up the pirates, and they couldn't figure out a beach landing to save their life. Okay.
They got it down in 1940.
Nah, truly, they did. They had plenty of practice.
1944.
Yeah, June 6th.
June 6, 1944.
They had plenty of practice.
Took Sword and Juno. Doing all right.
Yeah. Almost got dropped off in the wrong place, too.
I think everybody did that. That wasn't systemic to anybody. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Intel was fucking weird back then. It was hard to come by. The fucking Ranger Bat fucking scaled Point du Hoc for no reason.
I heard something about that.
Yeah,
Point du Hoc was not a...
Like, they were supposed to get to the top. They were supposed to hit the artillery pieces at the top of Point du Hoc. They weren't there.
Oh, shit.
Like, the Germans had moved them because of the problem was the problem was that all bombing runs, the thing is that all bombing runs after they finished their bombing runs or whatever, whatever ordnance was left or whatever was left that was overweight, on their way back to England, they would drop off over Normandy or over the beaches. So Point du Hoc had been getting bombarded for fucking months and not years from all the bombing runs coming back from their targets and dropping remaining ordnance and
the same thing they did to
dumping ammunition. They did. I think it was Rommel that was in charge of that of the defense at first, and he had those artillery pieces moved.
I'd seriously have to look it up.
Yeah, I think it was Rommel. After the Desert Campaign, they moved them up to.
I know they did that.
The Eastern
I don't
Wall.
remember why they moved him, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was at his request.
So he had moved those artillery pieces because that area had been getting freaking smashed for not on purpose. It had just been getting smashed.
Right.
And he didn't want to destroy the fucking artillery pieces. So they were never there. So these fucking Rangers did like a Medal of Honor fucking assault into this fucking area that had no fucking cannons. And it was like heroic how they got up there. And the thing is that there was a lot of little problems, on the way up there. Like the grappling hooks, the ropes got wet, and they had never practiced with wet ropes. So now the propulsion that was going to launch these fucking grappling hooks all the way up to the top of Point du Hoc were too heavy, so they didn't reach their. It was a fucking disaster, but they made it. And when they got up there, it's like no fucking cannons. So, whoopsies. So that wasn't their fault. It's just fucking bad intel, man.
Right.
But I'll tell you, it's we watch all kinds of fucking shows, and it's funny to watch how people freaking adopt that personality and they just freaking run with it.
It's ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous.
And we've seen it. You and I have seen
over and over again.
I think I pointed one particular person out to you, and I'm not going to name no names or nothing like that, no matter. But I pointed one person out to you. And
it's the same person I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same person. So I pointed him out. I was like, fucking, goddamn of this show. I was like, that's what this guy's doing. And you're like, oh my God. Oh no. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Because then when you figure out that their personality is based off of a TV show, it just like your perception of this person just fucking crumbles. It's just like
you don't know that. You realize you don't know that person.
You realize you don't know that dude at all.
No,
like it's
not
just like, fuck, this dude's just a chameleon.
I know his interpretation of that character.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
I have no idea who this man actually is.
Yeah.
And I know who you're fucking talking about. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like it's
bad.
It's bad. It's real bad. Real bad. Like making tactical decisions based on that character.
Oh, that just solidified it. That's definitely good. Yeah.
Yeah, when you make tactical decisions based on a TV role,
God damn it.
Like, bro, this is like you can get shot today. Like this is like real life, bro.
Yeah. This ain't a fucking script, homie.
Like, if we get blasted, ain't nobody saying cut.
You know I have no idea what's about to happen.
We have 20 seconds. Clue. So. We have no clue. There's one guy that knew, but that's because he was fucking crooked. But
right, yeah.
That's another fucking guy. So yeah, he knew, but
nothing's going to happen. Nothing at all.
Yeah, the rest of us, we had no idea.
They sold us out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I've seen that shit over and over again with multiple people.
Yeah.
And it's the same shows.
Mm-hmm.
Between those people, it's the same fucking shows I can point to. It's fucking Sons of Anarchy, fucking Vikings, and now Yellowstone.
Yeah.
It's because they're popular as fuck TV shows.
I mean, dude, I haven't watched Yellowstone.
Never seen an episode of it. I've seen clips of it online. That's it.
I haven't watched Yellowstone, but I've seen the shows that apparently precede the story.
It's like Sons of Anarchy. I've never seen Sons of Anarchy.
1883 and 1927, I believe, are the name of the shows. They're on Prime. 1883, and the other one is whatever. Regardless, I mean, I've watched those shows, and those are good. Those are really good.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt that the shows are fantastic shows.
They're really good.
No doubt at all.
Well worth the time to sit down and watch. For
people to base their fucking entire personality on these goddamn shows and some of these characters, it's fucking... One, it's fascinating. Two, it's terrifying.
I'd add three. Sad.
It's sad, yeah.
Because,
I mean, what are you actually doing, man? How have you gotten through this much of life? Because the people I'm referring to, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to point fingers or anything like that. But the people that I'm referring to are well above 40.
Yeah. True.
Are well above 40 years old. I can totally get a young man, a 20-year-old, 20-something-year-old, emulating around a biker or emulating around a Viking or emulating around a cowboy because it's very similar to what we did as 20-year-olds or fucking, in my case, 18 and 19-year-olds.
Well, it's also what they did to
myself
multiply.
Around another soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a role model in whatever genre you're in, and then you
but then again, my case isn't a show. It was my life, and I had to adapt. Yeah, so I emulate myself around what I perceive as a good soldier, and I try to be that.
Right.
But I see that, too. They emulate themselves around a good character, and they try to be that. I can get that, but not in the 40 up.
Kind of, like by then, you should have
you already... your own well-established personality.
You should have figured it out by now. Yeah. Like you should surely... You've figured out what you're supposed to look like and what you're supposed to be like. It's just like, I don't know, and it's not to be confused with fashion and fads and stuff like that.
Well, no, it might be a type of fadism.
Like personality, like
their whole personality changes completely.
That's fucking creepy.
So who are you really?
Yeah,
you keep putting on a new suit every time a new show comes out.
Yeah. We have no idea who you are.
I mean, what's next? There's a sci-fi show going to come on. You're going to try to fucking build a flying car? The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit, man. I'm very glad that something like Firefly, one of my favorite shows of all time, very short-lived, one-season television show. It was in my opinion, a very good one. That didn't become as big as some of these other shows because I swear to God, people will be dressing like these fuckers in the show. And not understanding that these folks are actually trying to emulate post-Civil War attire.
Yeah.
That's what the show is about. The show is about post-American Civil War,
True.
and how the rebels were trying to make a life for themselves after the rebellion was over.
Yeah, I saw this other series I saw was a Free State of Jones on Netflix.
Was that a movie or a show?
It was a show.
Was it?
Um,
I thought it was a movie. Didn't it have what's his name?
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it was a show.
Oh yeah, very good. Very good. It talks about basically the secession of the county, Jones County, Mississippi, from the South during, like, in the middle of the Civil War. Um, this man becomes aware of the reasons. He's a combat medic in the Civil War. He's
Right.
located in wherever Mississippi 7th was fighting and some of these other units, and he's dealing with all these casualties. And at some point, he kind of wakes up to the real reasons of the war, like why are they there,
Right.
and he eventually becomes a deserter, and then by the government's own admission of basically a slave sympathizer or whatever, just kind of like helping slaves get away. And I don't believe it was like Underground Railroad per se, but it was something like it.
Right.
So he made an enclave of slaves and runaways from the war and deserters from the war in Jones County, and hid them in the swamps where the Confederate Army units that were in that area couldn't really get at them because the swamps were hard to traverse undetected. And from there, he launched a guerrilla warfare campaign to get rid of the Confederate military that was stationed in that area, because they were stealing. They were basically burning down farms and stealing all their supplies of their own citizens for convert them into material for their war effort.
Yeah.
And so he protected a bunch of slaves, and along the way he fell in love with a house slave, a female house slave, and they started a family. And then his ex-wife came back, and whatever, and then they all kind of lived together in this commune. He wasn't like intimate with this other lady, with his ex, but they gave her a space in their property where she could live with their son, which she had ran off with. Because once she found out he was a deserter, she bounced.
Right.
But then she came back after the government had destroyed her new life wherever she went, and basically realized that he's right. Came back, and he had already hitched his wagon to some other lady. So she just kind of had to live in a shack on the side of the house or whatever.
Right.
But that's a different dynamic to that story. But the whole story was pretty good. At some point, they ended up taking about 3 counties, and they made a formal request to the Union Army to let them know that this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, this is what we did. We need weapons, people, we need cavalry if you want us to hold it. And the Union Army kind of like, whatever.
Right.
Just kind of brushed him off, sent him like 300 guns, and was like, fuck off. And he was like, oh, really? All right, well, I guess we're living in the free state of Jones. And he fucking drafted a constitution and seceded. Well, of course, didn't work.
Of course.
But, yeah. But it's
the whole war was about anyway.
it didn't work. But, it was for a brief period of time there. This dude made a stand, and it was pretty good series, man. Pretty good series. Pretty good series. I liked it. Great acting. Yeah, that. Ugh.
Yeah, beer's terrible.
It is. Drink it.
I killed it off.
Drink it.
You drink it. You almost got some left. Take that crap home with you. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna leave it here.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm not taking that home.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but it's funny that that we talk about this shit, and then it all ties into a lot of the all the crap that's happening nowadays. You know, people assimilate themselves or to now political candidates seem to be the biggest rock stars out there, which is a topic that used to not be that big back in the day. Nowadays is it's huge. That has a lot to do with the government affecting every little some aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And there were times where I was an adult that the prices would go up on things, and you wouldn't even like really wonder why.
Yeah.
Like it's just more expensive now. You're like, oh fuck, I guess it's $6 for a box of cereal. Oh well. And you just fucking move on. You're like, all right, fuck, I guess I'm not buying two, I'm buying one. And you carry on. Like you ain't really sat to think about why. Like it wasn't
Right.
But same thing with gas. You know, it just kind of went up and whatever. But now it's kind of like, dude, it went up. It's like, why? Well, because these motherfuckers are fucking they're fucking closing down fucking goddamn refineries. And
Very good reason for that. There's a very good reason for that reaction.
Yeah.
It's because of information flow.
Yeah, the information.
Back in the day, you're talking
now.
about okay, it went up $6. You have no way to find out why. You have no way to find out that 6 or 7 million acres of fucking cropland just got fucked by one thing or another, and that's why the price of cereal went up.
Right.
They have no way to find out that the Saudis are over there playing hostage games with barrels of oil,
Yeah.
and OPEC is fucking us. You have no way to know that because the information flow isn't as free as it is today.
Yeah.
So I mean, back then you'd either have to know somebody in that industry, or you'd have to research it on your own. Good luck. You got work to go to, fucking kids to feed and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not going to do all that research. Nobody is.
No.
Nobody does. I mean, shit. We do what we can for this show, but we have jobs, families, people to take care of, stuff like that. So I mean, we don't have a lot of time to pour into the show. We pour about as much as we can into it, but I mean, we both have other obligations. So I mean, all that research, all that time, all that footwork or phone calling or anything else is going to have to take a back burner to everything else we do. So,
yeah,
it's the same type of thing.
Yeah, it's bonkers, man. But this last couple weeks, I guess the top of the news is that President Biden announced that Israel and Hezbollah have come to a ceasefire agreement, and he's taking full credit for it, which is fucking hilarious. The left is running with this like we give a fuck. They stopped killing each other. Great.
Yeah. We
Great.
probably had very little to nothing to do with it.
We could give two fucks who did it, though. Like, we could care less who fucking did it.
Yeah.
It don't fucking matter. Did they stop killing each other? Great. If it were about credit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it ain't about killing and all the dying, you know? Did they stop fucking dying and killing? Great. If they did, yeah. Who gives a fuck about who did it? And that's the problem I have.
Right.
Like, another thing, Biden didn't negotiate shit. That dude wandered into the jungle the other day.
I saw he went to Brazil.
He went to the fucking rainforest because now it's on a campaign of firsts.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
First
president to ever do this. First president to ever do that. He's also the first legally, absolutely verifiable, senile fucking dementia dude that's been deemed unfit to stand trial
because of it.
Of it to ever hold the office of president of the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's also that. So
that's funny. As you're talking about this, I come across this fucking tweet. President Biden POTUS on X.com. Under the deal reached today, the fighting across the Lebanon-Israel border will end tomorrow. Lasting security for the people of Israel and Lebanon cannot be achieved only on the battlefield. That's why I directed my team to work with the governments of Israel and Lebanon. Shut the fuck
Motherfucker, they've been duking it out for fucking ever, dude. You've been in?
And I guarantee you,
Home
Israeli fucking diplomats have a hell of a lot more experience with this shit than anybody in the United States.
Dude.
19 over the government's Israel was on to force a ceasefire. Shut the fuck. You didn't do shit.
You do shit.
I seriously doubt anybody in the United States did a damn thing for that ceasefire.
They know Trump is coming. It's time to wind it down. Fucking Hezbollah put out a statement the moment he got elected.
Did they?
They did the same thing. They were like, we need to come to an agreement to stop the violence and all this other shit. Yeah, the moment he got elected, they started freaking capitulating.
Does Hezbollah have a Twitter page?
The what?
Does Hezbollah have a Twitter page?
A Twitter? I don't know, maybe.
I spell Hezbollah.
Hezbollah.
Is it 2 Z's or 1?
No, 1.
Spelled it the best American way I can.
I just told you how it was spelled. Hez.
Bollah.
Bollah.
LLAH.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Iranian military has one. Israel Defense Forces.
Mm-hmm.
And Hezbollah X, which I seriously doubt that's actually the terrorist organization. Not following anybody. It's got 2,100 followers.
2,100.
They post in English, so I really doubt it.
Yeah, that's not Hezbollah. That may be a Hezbollah fighter.
Maybe a Hezbollah fan group.
It's a Hezbollah fan group. It should have way more followers than that.
North Korea has quite a few. I haven't looked at their shit in a while. What's North Korea?
Oh, North Korea has an X?
Yeah, it's going to be, well, what's the actual name of North Korea? DPRC.
DPRC, the
Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Republic
Or DPRK, I'm sorry. I was thinking Congo.
Yeah.
Yeah. DPEC. DPRK. They usually call their channels like they're the friendship thing or whatever. Yeah, there we go. North Korean Embassy, DPRK News Service. Fuck yeah, let's look at that.
Yeah. What do they got?
In Pyongyang. See here. They got a picture of Elon first thing.
Mexico said they would they would impose their own tariffs to retaliate against Trump's tariffs.
Good luck.
Okay, so we just won't buy tortillas.
Yeah. The thing is, most Mexican products are made in the United States anyway.
Like, what are you?
The fuck are you trying to do?
Like, tariffs on what? On immigrants?
Yeah.
What do you? What do you just raise the price on that platoon of dudes you got sitting at Home Depot? I said, what are you getting at?
Okay, this is a joke. DPRK thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah. The very first thing with Elon is American males may express friendship through mutual nipple hardening.
Bro. Wow. We gotta follow that page, bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
So 300,000 followers. To the embassy. The embassy openly says it's a parody page.
Okay, that's fine.
1,000 followers.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? I'll look for it later. Who cares?
Alec Baldwin says that Americans are very uninformed about reality.
Says the actor.
Yeah, they can't fucking unload and show clear a revolver.
Right. Who's been working with action movies for fucking most of his career.
It can't clear a weapon.
It can't clear a fucking weapon.
That guy. Yeah.
Right.
What a piece of shit. Like, I mean.
Yeah, but the Americans are out of touch with reality. God. Thanks.
Yeah. Dude that's never been punched in the face with like reels. You never had your nose broken?
Talk mad shit to people who won't hit you back.
Talk mad shit. They won't hit you back. Yeah. Anti-gun, but does fucking what gun?
Yeah,
does
makes
fucking
loads of money
guns.
off of guns. Yeah,
does movies with guns all the time.
That's always been
he's
my gripe
anti-gun
with war movies. It's always been my gripe with war movies. It's like you see all these fucking people. It's like, so who's really making money off this fucking war movie? Obviously, the producer is. The actors make their chunk of change, and then the producers make the rest of it, as well as the director. People that are intricately involved in making the movie itself and writing the script and putting it on camera and everything, they get paid a lot of money. But what about the fucking people they're portraying? Like, did any soldier make money off of the war movies that have come out in the last 30, 40, 50 years? All the movies that fucking John Wayne did back in the day. And I challenge anybody watching, I don't give a fuck what you think about John Wayne. I think John Wayne's a fucking pussy because he fucking dodged the draft 4 fucking times and I can prove it. So, I mean, fuck this guy. He made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars off of the exploits of the Marines in Iwo Jima, off of the Marines in fucking Tarawa, off of the soldiers in fucking in France and Germany. He made tons and tons of money off of these guys' exploits.
Vietnam.
In Vietnam. Yeah, he did Green Berets in Vietnam. Made tons and tons and tons of money off the exploits of soldiers because he is the action hero of the fucking day. When any of these soldiers get a fucking paycheck, they died for that shit. They watched their friends die for it. But they're not getting a fucking dime, but you're making a fucking $25 million per fucking picture. Pretending to be those guys? Fuck out of here. That's always been my gripe with war movies. I know it's a cheap gripe and I'm fucking whatever. Well, it's my opinion.
I mean...
That's always been my gripe with it, though.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, but then, I mean, some guys actually,
some guys do, and recently that's been the case where they're on-set advisors. If they're alive,
yeah,
you know what I mean. If they're fucking alive, luckily, fucking what's his name? Fucking shit, fucking start with the fucking guy. I forget his goddamn name. Clint Romeshay. So Clint Romeshay is alive and well. He's a Medal of Honor recipient. He got the Medal of Honor for his actions at Cop Keating in Afghanistan. He is alive to be the on-set advisor. I don't know if he was. I'm not researching it. I'm sure he had something to do with it. The book was written about him and with a large influx from him, but not by him. He didn't write the book. He also didn't make the movie. Hopefully he was the on-set advisor and made a good chunk of change off that fucking movie. I don't know, though. Same thing with fucking Lone Survivor. The Lone Survivor was alive to be the onset. I think he was the onset advisor, and he was the actor. He was an actor in it as well.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the back shit and the fucking controversy. I understand that. So I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it.
I got you.
But he is alive to be an advisor on that show. I hope he made a fucking good chunk of change off that fucking movie. I hope his fucking teammates did as well. Their families.
We'll see.
I hope they did. Same thing with Cop Keating. I hope a good chunk of that change went to the families of the guys who died, who weren't alive to be any kind of advisor. There are plenty of people that fucking died at Cop Keating. Luckily, Clinton Romeshay was not one of them. He was a Medal of Honor recipient. But there's a lot of fucking pictures like that where these guys aren't alive anymore to be any kind of advisor, to make any kind of fucking any kind of change off these fucking movies. But these fucking filmmakers and these actors make money off these war movies every time the U.S. has a war. Every single time. World War One, Korea maybe not so much. Vietnam for sure.
Mogadishu too.
Mogadishu was a proxy war. Yeah, Mogadishu, they made a good chunk of the money off of fucking Black Hawk Down. I don't know of any other movies that came out of that conflict though. I just don't know of them. World War II, plenty. Even World War One, but I mean, not a lot of those guys survived to see the movies being made about World War One. World War II, quite a few of them were alive. Vietnam, a lot of them were alive. I remember my grandfather bitching and complaining about the movie. We were soldiers because he was a part of that unit. And it was debuted on Fort Hood. That's where First Cavalry was at the time. First Cavalry was in Fort Benning during Vietnam, but at Fort Hood when the movie came out. So they were doing a screening on Fort Hood, one of the First Cavalry Theater.
Fun fact: I was in the M60 range with the cast.
Really?
Fort Benning, Georgia.
Yeah. Shit.
We were doing M60 calls when Mel Gibson was doing the same during the filming. That was '98.
No kidding. Yeah. I remember my granddad bitching about that because apparently my granddad actually met Colonel Hal Moore, and didn't like him. So my granddad would bitch about him.
I mean, I thought it was...
Same thing with like Chris Christopherson. My granddad hated Chris Christopherson because apparently they were both pilots and he couldn't stand Chris Christopherson. I found out recently kind of why. My granddad was enlisted first, and he was a war officer. Chris Christopherson was a commissioned officer.
Right.
So he just didn't like him.
It's like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Why? God.
And my granddad was airborne.
Yeah.
Probably the whole leg shit. Fuck you.
I mean, didn't Chris Christopherson sing that song, 7 November?
I have no idea.
I
don't know any Chris Christopherson music. I don't know music like that anyway. You know that about me.
Yeah. But it's funny, man, because I was at the range. Those guys were there. We were basic training, so we were told basically to just don't fucking talk to nobody, you know. And of course, some of the cast and stuff like that, not anybody of note, but they would just kind of wander over and we're on the M60 range. And then they shot after us, and they went through a small, what seemed to be like a short familiarization,
little
fanfare thing with the M60s. but that was based off of that book. We were soldiers once again.
Yeah.
And I read that book as a kid, and I thought it was one of the bloodiest books. One of the bloodiest books I have ever read. Like, the carnage that was in that book was like, whoa. Like, it was intense. The movie didn't even come close
watered down
to depicting the horror that fucking battle was. And and I'm sure if your grandpa was in the middle of that mess in the fucking Irodrang Valley,
I honestly don't know. I know my grandfather did 3 tours in Vietnam as a Huey pilot, but I don't know where he was. He never talked about it.
If he was in the mess in the middle of that nonsense, he would be the first dude to tell you that shit was not fucking. I mean, it was also one of the reasons I read that book was because I had heard through. I had heard in the grapevine that was also one of the biggest losses of life for Puerto Rico in a single battle. And
from that unit?
From any unit, like
7th Cavalry?
Yeah. I think it wasn't the most losses they've ever had, but it was up there. It was like at least in the top 5 biggest loss of Puerto Rican life in one single battle. That unit had a huge number of Puerto Ricans, and I think about 10 or 12 of them died in that one day. And it was they got a statue in Puerto Rico just for that battle.
Battle of Idrang Valley.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, right? Idrang Valley.
The Idrang Valley, yeah. The movie was somewhat in line with the book, but it's just like it watered down the carnage like immensely. There was just things in that book that you couldn't put in film. And that battle didn't just end there. Like, they got hit again, like on a extraction column. Like, there was another unit that was on foot extracting from one LZ to another LZ. It was a fucking disaster. Like, these guys were fucking trying to cool down artillery pieces in 81 mortar tubes with fucking urine and water.
Yeah. Showed that in the movie.
It was bonkers. But I mean, I don't think anybody that was but I think there was a reasoning why those guys aren't privy to any kind of money like that. Is because they weren't. Once it becomes historical account, your history, your story is now a historical account. You don't have the right to.
Oh, get that! I totally understand the whole rights
you're
thing.
Not you're a soldier when it happens, so you don't belong to you. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like, people got to understand that you can get punished for getting sunburned in the Army.
Sure.
Like, it's.
Thought it was about to happen to me in Kuwait, but apparently my sunburn just went away miraculously.
Yeah, but you can get punished for getting a tattoo without authorization in some something like. It's not.
I've always heard about that. I've never actually seen it.
I've never actually seen it. It's a thing that could happen. It's not something that I've seen. but it's things that could happen. They're in the books, and it's
not getting a haircut on time. I've seen that.
On time,
I've seen that.
Yeah, but that's more of a disciplinary thing. But you could, if you cut a finger off or whatever, and it's not an accident, like on purpose or whatever, you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's it's destruction of government property and a couple other things, and that's what you are. You're government property. So your story is also government property, which is
see, I get the legalities and like the contractual rights.
It's not right.
That's where I'm getting at. It's like I understand that, but the difference between that and just the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's not right. Well, I mean,
why not cut in some surviving soldiers?
Well, if the government was into doing the right thing, I mean, they would exempt freaking surviving members in a Gold Star family for the immediate family from taxes for the rest of their lives. That's exactly what should happen with Gold Star families. I mean, why do Gold Star families still pay taxes? They gave the ultimate tax. You know what I mean? They give their husbands, sons, daughters.
Yeah.
In the service of our nation, that is the biggest tax you can ask a parent to give is their sons and their daughters, and they lost them. They never to see them ever again in service to our nation, whether it be right, wrong, or indifferent how they died through mistakes or whatever. If they died wearing their uniform, that's about the biggest freaking tax you can ask of a mother or a father, and they still got to pay taxes. Property taxes. They still got to pay those taxes. They should be tax exempt. That's the right thing to do. Gold Star families, that's not a terrible thing to ask, and how much tax money are you really recouping from immediate family members, surviving family members? Could you imagine the difference that would make to a son that survived, his dad died in combat and he's now carrying the family legacy, but he doesn't have to pay taxes for the rest of his life. He has a shot at financially, has a shot at making it better than, what I mean? Like he has a very good shot to surviving, not only losing his parents or losing one of his parents, but just making a real good go at life, because he's been shortcomed through no loss of his own, through no fault of his own. So, but the government's not into doing the right thing. The government's doing into what they do for them, and which is why I tell you, this holiday season, I've been seeing all this bullshit, fucking people alienating family members, freaking because of who voted for who and all this other shit. I was like, look, none of these politicians fucking know you. They don't know you. They don't want to know you.
The thing I'm a big fan of saying is like, how much do I care about any of these like Hollywood types or politicians, celebrities of any kind? It's like I care about them about as much as they've ever cared about me. It's a line from a movie that I thought hit pretty well with pretty much anybody. That has nothing to do with my life. Has had nothing to do with theirs. I don't know them. They don't know me. We never interact. We never make contact. Nothing. Live completely different worlds. It's from fucking American Gangster. Fucking when he's talking to the Italian mobster.
Yep.
And it's like they're talking about dairy farmers. When people who sell heroin is what they're talking about, like other dealers. It's like, you thinking about them? I'm thinking about them about as much as they ever thought about me. Yeah, fuck them. I don't give a shit about any of these fucking people. They don't have nothing to do with my life. I have nothing to do with theirs.
Yep.
I don't care about any of these politicians. I don't care about any of these fucking actors or musicians. None of them. That's why I don't know our artists and what songs they've written. I have not a fucking clue because I've never fucking cared. I don't know anything about any sports fucking figure, any athlete or anything like that. Why? Because I never give a fuck about them, because they never give a fuck about me. Why would I? I don't know any of them. I have no idea what teams they played for. I have no idea what their accolades are. I don't know what colleges they fucking played for. I don't know what position they played. Nothing. I never gave a fuck.
Yeah. I have all that knowledge, not because I care, but because I walk around and
I get it. I know. Yeah.
I run into that knowledge. I run into it. It's not, I don't research it.
I got you.
Yeah. I just see it.
All these things are like people put stock into or put their time into.
Well, yeah, I mean, you most definitely shouldn't be emotionally involved in let these people freaking emotionally alter your state of being just because, you feel a kind of way. Now, what I do have a problem with is that, that this particular group of people is legitimately known, like with verifiable data, that they support certain things that are just flat out criminal,
Yeah.
and not only because both parties break the law, so
Oh, yeah.
that's just a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but there's a group of people they had legitimately pushed an agenda that enabled a child trafficking enterprise to take place in this country
On
for
a massive scale.
on a massive scale for many years, and have hidden the identities of people that have partaken and enjoyed the services of minors in the privacy of some dude's island. They have hidden those identities. They have sealed records. They have gag ordered people. They have killed people because, I mean, you want to think about how Epstein disappeared. That's not. I mean, you can speculate all you want, but that dude freaking was like on the perfect storm of a suicide watch.
Mhm.
If you were, I was a jailer. I know that shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is that even if it did happen, the massive investigation that should have followed, we should have fucking people hanging from rafters. Like this should have been national, worldwide news. But the people that were allegedly held accountable, they were held accountable for a brief period of time, and then their sentences commuted and just let go. Just basically used as patsies in the public, and then behind closed doors, they were freaking like their records wiped clean.
Right.
So it's and that happened. I mean, look at what happened to the jailers that were on watch when Jeffrey Epstein died.
Mhm.
Research it, look it up, see what happened to them. They were accused at first, made public freaking pariahs, and where are they now? They're not in jail. They're not serving time. No, they got disciplined, probably given a whole bag of cash on the side. I mean, hell, we got billions of dollars that we can't account for.
Yeah.
You know, what would it be a stretch that some of that money made it to their pockets just to keep them quiet? I know if I was in the middle of a situation like that, being an ordinary American, and you give me a couple $1,000,000, I'm not saying dick ever.
Right.
Just, you know what I mean? Because what's the payoff if you do?
Yeah.
You know, death. You know, death. You know, or misery because they kill somebody you love. You know, yeah. You know,
Same way any organized criminal.
it's just it's saying it's a criminalized
Organization.
It's an organized criminal organization.
That's
And
such a repetitive.
yeah, it's a redundant phrase, but
I'm trying to think of one better.
I don't know.
A criminal organization.
Criminal organization. Yeah, criminal conspiracy. Well, duh. Like, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, it's just one of those things.
Any other criminal organization.
So people that are
take the money or get killed.
People that willingly know all this stuff and choose to support that agenda, I have a problem with. If people say, I was like, oh, don't lose friendships over politics. I'm like, beg to differ. You can lose friendships over politics. You can't lose family over politics.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fucking where I draw the line. It's like my family decides that they think one way or not the other, and whatever. That's fine. That's on. You know what? We may have issues, but I'm not going to stop talking to you because we got stuff to do, and we're family members, and we have to stick together at some point. But I can do without some fucking acquaintance on Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not my flesh and blood. You know, I don't have to deal with them in the same way. But it's bonkers. And you got fucking psychiatrists going on TV fucking telling people how it's okay to not go to your family's Thanksgiving dinner because they voted for Trump. I'm like, you're a psychiatrist. What are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be
what their job is.
You're supposed to be impartial. How are you? You're a fellow in fucking this university or whatever. I was like, how the fuck? How are you one of the top people in your field? You know, and this is the advice you're giving. It's like, come on, man. You can't keep your biases to yourself for a minute. Just give good fucking psychological advice. Like, hey, don't fucking segregate yourself. Just like all these fucking women are now shaving their heads and whatever in protest and putting blue bands on their arms or whatever, just for whatever fucking reason because Trump won. I'm like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's like, Good for you. Nobody gives a shit. Some of these, I'm not gonna have sex for the next 4 years. It's like some of these women, you weren't having sex for the last 4 years. So what the fuck?
Yeah, big loss.
Like you may have not been willingly abstaining, but the society around you has been abstaining from you.
Yeah.
Like nobody's wanted that. Or some of these girls, like the fucking the dementia, the not dementia, but just the mania in their head. Like I was like, you don't have a fucking mirror. Like, dude, you're ugly. You're ugly.
Now shaving their heads.
And now you shave. Now you shave your head. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna have sex. You weren't having sex anyways.
I think you were saying it. You were saying it last time, or the last show, or the show before. I don't remember which one. But it looks like a lot of the internet is coming back and they're agreeing with you, whether they know who you are or not. It's like, yeah, now you're doing exactly what the conservatives and what the like the men whatever movements or whatever fuck has been saying. It's like, yeah, be women.
Yeah,
fucking,
be women.
Stop fucking spreading your legs for anybody that fucking comes by.
Stop being a slut.
Yeah, stop being a fucking whore.
Stop being a whore. It's like, oh, I'm gonna protect my uterus. Yeah, that's what you were supposed to be doing in the first place. Like that's
what guys have been like begging you to fucking do. Is like, stop being a slut. Stop being a slut.
Stop being a fucking slut. It's in the scripture. I was like, maybe not quite like that.
That's hilarious.
I thought it was fucking funny. That's all it took.
Yeah.
Was an election to make you act like a fucking adult again.
Yeah.
Like,
stop banging everything that fucking moves.
Stop banging everything that moves. I was like, another fucking thing that chaps my ass is that there's I'm not a doctor. And here again, because of YouTube and their freaking fascistic freaking community guideline rules, we're not giving any medical advice or any legal advice. That's just not
or financial advice.
Or financial advice or any kind of advice. We're just providing commentary on current day events and doing some comedic relief and laughing at things and whatever. This is just a show. So to entertain yourself on your way to freaking work or whatever horrible freaking thing you're about to do.
Or you're pooping.
Or you're taking a dump or something, just whatever. Whatever the hell you're doing. But in any case, there's very few verifiable reasons for an abortion in the traditional sense. There's very few of them. As a matter of fact, most pregnancies. Now, there's a couple other reasons where an abortion is necessary, and the thing is that there is no law in any state that'll prevent complete medical, like, you need an abortion and this is the only fucking way to save your life.
Right.
That doesn't exist in any of the 50 states. What does exist is abortions in the third trimester in a few states, like abortions all the way up to the 9th month.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
after heartbeat,
after brain activity, after everything that makes you has been detected inside the uterus. They can still, some freaking crazy blue-haired broad can decide to freaking flush you.
Yeah.
And I just don't agree with that, because if I punched a pregnant lady in the stomach and the baby died, I'm going to jail for capital murder or whatever, or what I mean? Like, so how do you get away with that? And I can't. I mean, is it,
Yeah.
There's and that's an oversimplification, but I'm not going to go into the weeds of that topic, but it's crazy. Now that issues with the states, and each state can decide on how they're going to proceed with that, and it's no more federally mandated. And people are saying that Trump is going to do an abortion ban, and he's never said that.
A half a dozen times he's not going to do.
Never said that. And he's going to prevent freaking like the in vitro whatever. He's never said that. Never said that. That's never.
I don't even think he's even commented on it.
He's commented on it as that he's for it. That he's all okay with that. But they asked him about it. He said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll support it. No problem." Backed away. I mean, so now the latest is immunity for all police officers.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I know we were talking about this earlier off the cameras. When people hear the word immunity, they think criminal immunity, immunity from all crimes. Just like politicians get and they try to buy for, like Mayorkas here, trying to negotiate for criminal immunity as he's leaving office because he knows he's fucked up.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get away with it now.
Because he broke the law.
Yeah, he broke the law. Like
and he lied to Congress.
it. And he knows it. He knows he broke the law. So now he wants immunity. I want immunity for everything I did in office to fucking. It's like, how about this? No, bitch, you're about to get fucking charged. Fuck you. But
that guy,
they think of criminal immunity when they hear about immunity.
That guy is one. So I don't advocate for. I seldom advocate for some of these things, but that's one of the few people in my lifetime that, by the time I die as an old man or whenever, that it's an injustice. Like, if anybody, he should be him and Fauci. Like, those are two of the most evil people I have ever seen. Like, it's unreal. Like, if this was 18 whatever, them guys would be freaking high.
Well, if you're 18 whatever, you would have never known about them.
Well, I mean, true. Yeah. but you know what I mean.
I got you.
Like, if all their misgivings were known throughout the civilized freaking United States, them guys would be freaking, dragged by the end of a freaking horse cart somewhere.
Yeah. Blatant corruption, blatant treason to the United States.
Treason to the country. It's crazy. I mean,
Mayorkas is trying to negotiate for immunity, like as he's been trying to for like the last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, people hear the word immunity, they think criminal immunity. It means you can get away with crime. That's not what police get as qualified immunity.
It just can't be done.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, police have to operate within the law. We cannot break the law to enforce the law.
So follow us on X if you guys want to freaking want to fall into the weeds with some of this stuff. I discuss this stuff on X all the time, and eventually, every now and then, I'll run into some smooth brain that wants to not quite debate me on these topics, but they'll just flat out I guess, insult me because I'm refuting. Because I mean, I haven't heard an intelligent counter argument yet. I'm yet to read one. It's just dumb people saying dumb shit, and at some point, they call me fat and they think they won. And I'm like, I know I'm fat. And it's like, I don't give a shit. You guys don't know I'm fat. I mean, I'm on camera. I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I was like, but yeah, eventually, they fall apart and they start just insulting people and whatever. But there's people out there that think that immunity is exactly like, they're not gonna be held accountable for anything anymore. I was like, look, that can't happen. It's just immunity from prosecution would directly conflict with labor laws.
Yep.
And departmental policies across all 18 million somewhat police agencies in the United States. It would directly conflict with all of them. There wouldn't be a single agency in the entire United States, a single police agency in the entire United States that wouldn't have a conflicting problem with that ruling, if that were a thing. It's not what the president is talking about. It's not what he's saying. But you got to consider the source. You're talking about a guy that likes to freaking flap his gums and make sound bites because he's in the business of selling shit. So he's selling himself on the campaign trail. He says some shit. Yeah, part of it's true. Correct. Immunity. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. However, he's not explaining it. Now, guys that know, like you and me and some of our viewers, we know that's impossible. It just can't be implemented in the right way. Not to mention that the Supreme Court would freaking just throw that out immediately because you imagine carte blanche to violate anybody's civil rights at any point in time, at a time of your choosing as a cop.
Yeah, it harkens back to secret police of the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany.
Yeah, and the thing is that,
not to mention
and I'm not saying that it's impossible to implement, but that's not the first thing you implement. In that governmental system, that's not the first thing that happens.
Yeah, weapons ban.
So So you have there's other dominoes that need to fall in order for that immunity that people are so that liberals are so about to take place. There's other dominoes that need to fall before that, because in our current governmental system, in our current judicial system, that just doesn't fly. It clashes.
Right.
So that judicial system would have to be eliminated in order for this to flow normally and be as scary as we all know it could be. However, that's not going to happen, because you would need to outlaw the Constitution. There's a lot of things that would have to get moved out of the way. So the immunity he's talking about is that if a licensed police officer in conducting in the execution of his job in good faith and all that has to do a use of force or has to do a procedure or something that ends badly for the subject, uh, and he didn't violate the law or departmental policy, he shouldn't be he shouldn't be liable on the civil side.
He shouldn't be subject to civil litigation.
He shouldn't be subject to civil litigation because we know what's happening. So, a quick example, not to justify his actions by any means. Jeff Chauvin in Minnesota, the guy that had his knee on, allegedly had his knee on freaking George Floyd, which turned out that different camera angles are not even admitted into court, and camera angles showed that his knee was actually on his upper back, not on his neck. But anywho, and that George Floyd didn't die of asphyxia, he died of a massive freaking fentanyl overdose. But neither here or there, he still did some fucking pretty stupid shit, which, but that's neither here or there. That guy had to divorce his wife and leave his assets on his wife's name so that his family wouldn't lose the house and lose the estate. That's what Jeff Chauvin had to do.
Yeah.
Now, let's say in this case that Jeff Chauvin, without reasonable doubt, beyond reasonable doubt, was innocent, which is coincidentally what I believe in. I think he's not. I think he's liable of some other negligence, but he's not murder one or anything like that. But in any case, let's say he was innocent. He shouldn't lose his fucking house because he got brought up on charges by some crazy DA that just happens to be liberal or whatever, just not, or think that after seeing body cam footage didn't like the way it was done. Did you know that Jeff Chauvin didn't violate department policy? Didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't violate a single departmental policy that I could find. I mean, I've talked to you guys that have done I know a guy that trained that particular police department in freaking defense tactics, and the tactic that he used on George Floyd was exactly what they were trained on. Eesh. So it's one of those things. Like, these things are there. It happens. Sometimes the outcome is not pretty, but it's also not illegal. You shouldn't lose your entire life over it. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But that's what some of the louder voices out there want, especially out of Hollywood and liberal cities. That's exactly what they want. Any police officer that kills somebody on the job or makes a mistake or breaks the law, everything should be stripped from them except for their life.
Yeah, well, they
should face everything except for the death penalty.
Yeah.
Like,
immediately.
So, I mean, it's like these cops are now like worse than felons. I mean, and a lot of people's views, cops have always been worse than felons, convicted felons. Look at the internet. That's certainly the common opinion.
I mean, I've met a few. They're kind of, I wouldn't say they're worse than felons, but they're pretty shitty.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's kind of funky, but a lot of people are. I mean, if you want to watch me rant and rave and drive freaking people crazy, follow us on X. I go to war with some of these dudes over there. Some of these gals. I try to keep it light, but watch them flip out and talk nonsense. One person asked, I was like, "Oh, that you think that way because you're white?" Did you read that?
I have not.
Oh
No.
man, yeah. I'm like, oh, so it's a race thing. I was
Of
like,
course.
because you're black. Yeah. I was like, look, let me say this loud and clear. If police officers were hunting black people, there would be no black people by now. It'd be over. It's just that's just not.
And you would never hear of a black person becoming a police officer.
Yeah, that's just not a thing. So just let that go. Has it happened in some cases? Have there been some cops that are freaking less than?
Like, racist as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah, there've been some, but if you apply that same scrutiny to the medical industry, you'd be surprised on what you find. Because medical malpractice kills freaking about 5 times more people than the police do. So I think the last number I checked on how many people died of medical malpractice in the United States
A
was
lot.
over 200 some thousand. I mean, I may be um, how many? Yeah, how many medical malpractice deaths per year?
A lot.
Yeah, yeah. According to Hopkins researchers, medical malpractice is responsible for over 250,000 deaths in the United States each year. Some studies suggest that the death rate could be as high as 440,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hospitals get sued all the time for it.
so
That's why every medical practitioner has insurance.
so when you look at those numbers, why are we not applying the same level of scrutiny? This is like Chernobyl fucking horrible shit. Like this is like
That's per year.
this is
A quarter million per year.
This is like 3 cities gone in the Midwest, like 3 Midwest cities gone. That's like this city, the other one down the street,
Oh,
and,
hell of a lot more than that. Yeah.
and 2 more to the east.
Yeah.
Gone. I mean, gone in 1 year.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. Like 3 Central Texas cities gone in 1 year. That's what those numbers are. And if it's up to 400 something, 440,000, that's almost half of Austin.
That's the thing. I want people to understand the difference between dying in a hospital because of a medical condition, which is natural causes death,
Mm-hmm.
and dying due to malpractice, which means the doctor fucked up.
Yeah.
So either the doctor fucked up on meds
Mm-hmm.
or anesthetics
Or lack of treatment.
or surgical procedure or lack of treatment.
Or in sometimes criminal negligence. And
Yeah.
in other opportunities, something that has to do with prejudice or issues.
Right.
All the
If you
things
can prove that. But yeah.
all the things that you can apply to police malpractice,
Mhm.
minus the meds, can be applied to medical malpractice.
Right.
So, if you're losing those numbers between 250,000 to 440,000 people a year, how many people do we lose because of police shootings? It's like not even 100 a year.
Yep.
Like, and this is counting the good shootings.
Yeah. The clean shoots where the cop had every
This is
justification
counting. This
to pull
is
a
counting.
trigger.
Yeah, this is counting the good shoots. Like even the good shoots, you're still looking at under 1,000 people. It's way less than that. I think it's like 107 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it is something
That's
really
number-
low. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you look at it in percentages, it almost seems insignificant.
Like, it's a rare thing for any cop anywhere to use their gun on duty. It's
Yeah.
rare. But to actually have a death by a cop, that's even more rare. I mean,
Yeah,
there are plenty of people who've been shot by the police and haven't died. I've met a couple of them.
Yeah.
And that one tall guy.
Yeah, that one tall guy, yeah, fucking Nuremberg.
He got lit the fuck
Oh
up.
yeah, he got lit up. Yeah,
I don't know how he survived.
dude, beats me, man. It was a fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he got peppered pretty good.
Yeah.
But they saved his life. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Same guys that shot him treated him.
Treated him on scene. Medics came up. Yeah. Medics were staged, but they weren't on scene. So,
yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things like people need to shut the fuck up and just kind of. You know,
that's what the beauty of X is, though.
You got internet.
They want.
You got internet, man.
Yeah.
You got internet. Stop talking fucking junk.
I agree, but
yeah,
that's the beauty of X.
Yeah, it's
say whatever the fuck you want.
Hey, it brings me entertainment, bro.
True enough.
That's it. That's what it is. It brings me hours of entertainment. Because I'll burn 2-3 hours on X, like flat out. Like I'll go to bed and I'm like, nah. I'll sit there.
Fucking piss people
it's
off.
Like just pissing people off. I was like, oh, your face is stupid. You know,
I'm glad I don't get notifications for people replying to your shit. I don't get them.
You don't get them?
No. I get notifications when somebody likes something on our page.
Oh.
And I get notifications of like direct messages, but I don't get notifications of replies.
Oh, bro, that shit gets spicy, bro.
I don't get those.
Yeah, that gets that gets quite spicy. It's yeah, people say the dumbest shit, man. It's just like
I'm looking through a few of them now. It's like, God damn, bro, you were up for a while. And I found that one. You're white, so there is a great chance this won't happen to you. I can't say the same thing about my sons. You misspelled your, by the way. It's Y-U-R-E. Not you, the bitch that replied.
Oh,
yeah. What are you talking about?
We're talking about the police immunity. That's what she was talking about.
Oh, okay. That was original post was Ben Crump.
Yeah, Ben Crump is
a deaf black man with cerebral palsy who was falsely accused of assault by Phoenix police as he tried to point to his ears to tell officers he couldn't hear them before he was punched 10 times and tased 4 times.
Yes.
This brutality remains unconscionable. So
Ben Crump is right. I saw the video, all of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking stupid. So
it was like that one video. It was an old Asian man got shit slammed out of it.
Yeah, he got fucking...
Jesus.
Oh, my God. He got fucking hip tossed, like judo thrown into his face.
He's like 77 years old.
He said, "Oh, you shut up," or something like that. You shut your face. Why are you? I was like, what the fuck, bro? Those guys should be get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This dude, he went to like a Dollar General, one of those fucking stores. You know? They wanted this person CT'd from the establishment.
Criminal trespass.
They wanted this guy freaking criminal trespass from the establishment. It was a white dude. They went and talked to the white dude, and the white dude said it wasn't his fault. He was arguing because he was being assaulted by this black guy, and blah, blah, blah. And he gave the description of this other kid.
Okay.
So while they're looking for this other kid, so they didn't CT this dude. They went looking for the guy that apparently assaulted this guy.
Okay.
They took him at his word and found this black kid that matched the description, which happened to be the same one that the guy was talking about. But an assault didn't occur between either one of these people. That's just some shit he was using to get the police off his back. And they encountered this black kid coming out of a store, and they tried to talk to him, but he's hearing impaired.
Okay.
So he's pointing at his ears, and they're giving him commands that he's not following, and he's trying to let them know that he can't hear him. They go, well, wham! And he's like trying to like, what the hell is happening? You know, as a normal unsuspecting person.
Right.
Gets jumped by, he literally got jumped by a bunch of cops. The cops that showed up on scene are backing up this idiot. They don't know that what's transpired, so they jump in the fucking pile, and the guy's not complying. So eventually he gets punched and tased and all this other shit. Yeah, it's fucking ugly. Cops like that, gone. Get them the fuck out of here. But
I can't put too much blame on the responding officers, though, because
the responding officers is different. They show up on scene to see your partner's in a fight.
Exactly. You have to do something.
You're not gonna investigate why your partner's in a fight. Your partner's in a fight. You got to get in there.
Handle the fight.
You got to get in there, handle the fight, stop it, and then figure it out. You know, so it's one of those things like you got to put the horses in front of the cart on that one. So
it's unfortunate, but it's true. That's just the way it has to be.
But this is the outcome of a shitty investigation that leads to a fucking bad arrest. You know, it's one of those things. So it's a horrible investigation that led to a unwarranted use of force, to a complete stranger. It had very little
shitty arrest,
had shit to do with this other stuff that led to an arrest. So yeah, Ben Crump is right on that one. I mean, I don't like him at all, but I mean, you got to give him his due. If he's right, he's right. That's fucked. So,
I see what you replied to now.
Yeah.
Soon Trump will give police complete immunity from prosecution. It will get so much worse. Yeah, it's not even remote. Yeah, this is exactly what you said. It's not true.
That's not even remotely true. And that's where it casts just like.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to follow us, and mostly Hesco on Twitter, and see his shenanigans, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
I'll wake up and see some of the messages on that shit, and it's like, good Christ. Stayed up till like 4 a.m. talking shit.
Bro, so I go on a deep dive looking for memes. I'll just go looking for memes.
Yeah.
And I have an arsenal of memes that I hadn't even launched yet. Like they're just sitting there on alert, just waiting for the moment. I'm like, when the right time comes, I'm gonna launch these, and but yeah, and it's not trolling. I'm not trolling anybody. It's just
no. It looks like you're actually trying to have a discussion.
I'm just trying to have a discussion, but the thing is that there is no rational discussion to be had.
It's the internet.
With anybody on the internet. So, I mean, if you want to discuss, I mean, we can discuss, but. You see one of those, like it goes from me saying something to immediately I'm being insulted.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't read any of the substance of what I wrote. I wrote a pretty substantial paragraph on it. And no, they latched onto the other shit. I'm like, yeah, you insulted me. Yeah, I'm going to fucking say some shit back. You're going to talk shit. I'm going to talk shit back. I'm going to make fun of you. It's just what it is, Problem is that they think that I'm emotionally invested, and which is freaking hilarious because I don't give a shit. It's like I don't care.
Yeah.
They say whatever the hell they want to me on that. I don't. It's like I could care less, but I tell you, it's I have fun on X. And I can say stuff without getting banned.
Right.
Like Facebook.
Well, anymore. 10 years ago. Yeah,
bro, Facebook. If I call, dude, I called a friend a motherfucker and got put in freaking Facebook jail.
Yep.
Like he shared something on my wall that was like an inside joke that applied to me on an inside joke basis. I was like, you motherfucker. LOL. Bam. Banhammer. This is bullying activity and triggering words and microaggression and whatever other cockamamie liberal bullshit that those fucking people on Facebook can fucking come up with. Just like, oh, you fucking, you didn't fucking touch my taint, whatever the fuck these fucking moccasin fucking wearing, freaking hemp bag fucking making, freaking bongo playing, fucking goddamn mushroom eating, fucking purple haired fucking queers fucking are saying. It's sitting there behind their fucking computer, fucking whatever, monitoring an algorithm because it's all being done by AI. It has zero freaking understanding of colloquialisms or freaking modern slang or any cultural freaking connotations. I mean, dude, I commented on a video in Spanish. This dude doing basketball. Like he did, I don't know what the fuck kind of space alien this guy was, but he did some crazy ass basketball move and freaking scored. And I was like, holy shit. And in Spanish, I said a very common thing, which is like, lo cogió mamando. It's like, and it's basically translates directly into like they caught you sucking dick or something. But it's basically they caught you sleeping is what the intent of the phrase is.
Right.
They banned me for that. I got a 30-day fucking restriction for calling people gay or whatever the fuck they thought the phrase directly translated into. I'm like, dude, you fucking racist fucks. This is
homophobia.
This is a common, but this is a common thing in my culture. Like it's a common phrase. So it's not, but they have no idea. It's Facebook's fucking terrible. Terrible. No.
The thing is, all those DEI hires, all those people that make those decisions or have made those decisions and put them into the algorithm, they're still fucking there. Yeah, at least X got a purge when Elon bought that fucking company.
You saw
80%.
Yeah, but you saw
80.
You saw the bullshit. I was like, oh, fucking Blue Sky, which is the new fucking app for these fucking twits. Trump lost, so now we got our own fucking. Trump won. Now we got to make our own echo space so we can be communist.
Right.
Because it's funny because they can have their ecosystem. They just don't want any outside influence.
Yeah.
They want to segregate themselves.
Yeah.
It's like I said you remember a couple years ago, it's like all roads lead to apartheid. Like,
yeah.
It's, I mean, so they want to see.
You want an apartheid government. You're fucking working hard towards it.
I mean, that's what they want. That's what they want. They want an apartheid government, or they want their utopia is communist in nature, where Marxist, where only one opinion, and it's the one that they're subscribed to, is allowed. And it's fucking bonkers to me.
That's another thing. There's another thing I've been seeing on the internet lately, and I've seen other commentators say the same thing. I've been noticing it for like a week now. These motherfuckers are openly using terms that are supposed to be subversive, like the word propaganda. Propaganda's connotations are negative. So when you hear the word propaganda, it means bullshit information put out by the government.
To deceive.
For the intent of deception. Yes. Yeah. That's what propaganda is by its definition. These motherfuckers are openly saying, we need better propaganda than the Republican Party. We need better propaganda than the right. We need better propaganda than whatever the fuck they disagree with.
So part of me...
Are you fucking nuts? Why are you saying this?
Yeah. Part of me also thinks that they could be really just that stupid where they don't understand what the meaning is.
Maybe. Like
they could literally be that dumb.
Yeah. And with a lot of the things that I've seen in recent times, I don't disagree at this point that they are that stupid. That they would just openly say that shit. Like they would probably be the types of dickheads just like see a fucking an attempted coup, an assassination attempt. Well, we need better assassins. Bitch, they're not supposed to exist at all. What the fuck?
What you say?
It's illegal to be one.
Say what? I mean, these fuckers, man.
It's ridiculous. Like they're openly using these terms that are you're not supposed to actually use that term for a legitimate governance. You're not supposed to use that term at all, even in support of it, in support of whatever the hell you support, whatever
it should be completely avoided.
Yeah, it should be completely avoided by everybody who's trying to support that movement. But you're openly saying you need better assassins. You're openly saying you need better propaganda.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want next? A fucking better Gestapo? You want the fucking secret police or some shit? What the fuck? Those things are.
That's why they rail against little things. Another thing is happening is that they have a form of mental condition that precludes them from recognizing other mental conditions that they suffer from. I believe I described it on X on one of our prior posts. That mental condition specifically keeps them away from actually understanding implied meaning, context, and other things that go along with day-to-day normal.
Asperger's.
Normal. It's a form of autism. Normal.
Asperger's, right?
It could be. I defined it on X.
Okay.
I put it on X. The name of it. I just forgot.
Asperger's is like one of those a really high functioning autistic, but you have social issues.
These people are not. These people are not. I mean, high functioning is debatable, but it could be considered a form of autism. But what they have is this thing that. So, for instance, just to make things simple, Joe Biden back in the day, we discussed it when we were sitting there BSing. Joe Biden back in the day, not too long ago, before the last when he won the presidency, he said that he had created the biggest freaking electoral fraud machine, whatever that the world had ever seen, and all this other stuff. Um, People on the right were not allowed to take this at face value. That he literally Freudian slipped the fact that he was going to steal the election because of this apparatus that his party had created to steal the election. He said it.
Yeah.
But we weren't allowed to take it at face value.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he has a stutter. He has a speech impediment, long time speech impediment.
He was tired.
There was all these other connotations, and that we weren't allowed to take it in the context of what he said. We had to defer to them because they were louder on social media, louder everywhere else, saying that, yeah, that's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. And then you get freaking treasonous freaking bastards like Karine Jean-Pierre and fucking Jen Psaki over there circling back to try to put a spin on it and tell us what we should be thinking about what this man clearly said to our face.
So, Googling it, that's why I love doing this while we're talking, is I Googled Biden election fraud machine. First thing that comes up, Reuters, fact check, clip of Biden taken out of context.
Yeah, but Donald Trump says that he's going to do immunity for law enforcement.
Most extensive voter fraud organization in American history.
Yeah, he said that.
I mean, history of American politics. That's what he said. That was his words.
Yeah, and then he stole the election.
Yeah.
Because they're missing 20 fucking million votes.
20 million fucking votes.
On this election.
Now everybody's fucking noticing everything we were fucking saying. It's like, this guy got more fucking votes than fucking Obama. The most popular candidate to ever walk across the stage.
One of the most charismatic Democrat freaking candidate since Kennedy.
Yeah. Agree with him or not, doesn't matter what you think about Obama. He was the most popular candidate and the most charismatic candidate we've probably seen in about 50 or 60 years.
In our lifetime.
Right, in our lifetimes. So, and then you got fucking Biden, who was
a fucking
Obama's fucking wet noodle.
Yeah.
A dipshit who couldn't do a damn thing, hadn't done a damn thing.
He was a dud in the 70s. He's a dud now.
He's a known racist, a known fucking collaborator with the KKK. Yep. These things are provable facts. They're not opinions. Exactly. These are provable facts. They're not opinions. They're you can look this shit up. Good luck finding it on fucking Google. I'm pretty sure they fucking suppress it. But it's a provable fact this motherfucker has been a racist his entire career. His entire fucking career. And then he's playing second fiddle to Obama. I'm pretty sure he was insulted by that, but he got the vice presidency.
But he's clean and articulate. Oh, remember he called him that.
Clean and articulate. Yeah.
He called him clean and articulate. Yeah, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Obama, but how fucking
that's racist as fuck. Yeah,
clean and articulate. That's what he called him. That guy.
Proven racist his entire career.
Who eulogized Robert Byrd.
Yeah.
The Grand Cyclops of the KKK.
I was about to say Grand Dragon, but I'm pretty sure Dragon's under Cyclops. I don't know how their rank system works.
It's above. Cyclops, yeah. Cyclops is a different job altogether. He's in charge of recruiting.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you can look it up.
I don't want to. I'm not having that. That's
it's fucking terrible.
I may shave my head, but I'm not skinny.
There's a cut. Well, I mean, that's what women are doing. showing us the true colors. There's that one meme that said, I was like,
I saw
if
that.
you shaved your head, you are a skinhead.
Yeah.
Skinhead. I don't know what traffic it got because I was just before I drove over here. So that was just before I came over here. But I put the American History X dude.
Yeah. What's his name? Fucking Ed.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, yeah. Great actor.
But anyways, this fucking piece of shit. Clean and articulate. Yeah. That's what he called Obama.
Yeah.
That dude did not beat Obama.
No, that's the thing. It beat Obama by like 10 million votes or 20 million votes, some shit like that. And now people are noticing because the numbers went back to normal. Fucking the numbers went back to fucking normal. These are the normal turnouts in fucking elections.
Yeah.
And Trump won the popular vote and the electoral vote based on how many people came out and actually fucking voted. And oh, look at that. There are 20 million fewer voters this election cycle than the last election cycle, which saw Obama or fucking Biden win. And before that, the same kind of numbers that just got 2024 voting for Trump is also the same numbers that got Trump in 2016 and the same kind of numbers that got Obama in 2012 and 2008. Same numbers all these times, except for Biden.
Except for Biden. No, because Biden's the fucking goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi looking motherfucker over here. He's the one, right? He's the chosen one. Fucking Neo over here. Fucking staring into the fucking woods.
And he's still going to get a presidential library and have a fucking presidential legacy.
I don't give a shit. I'm not going in it.
No, I've been to one presidential library in my life, and I don't remember whose it was.
I don't give a fuck. Name a fucking gazebo after him. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what they fucking give him. They don't fucking matter. They're a fucking burn center, whatever the fuck you want to fucking name after. I don't give a shit. I was like, but the point is that he said that, and we weren't allowed to take it for what it was worth.
Yeah.
And then this other fucking, and then Trump said some fucking other crazy shit, and now we gotta take it for what he said. Exactly, verbatim. Never mind the implications.
Right.
Because even if you don't take it out of context, that he's going to give police immunity across the board, you got to look at it from a practical freaking sense. It can't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't give police officers complete immunity.
It can't happen.
Can't.
Because the judicial system is in the way of that.
Yeah.
The Constitution is in the way of that.
Agency policy.
Agency policies are in the way of that. So even if you don't take them out of context, you got to look at the practicality. But people, these fucking idiots, don't want to look at the practicality of it, right. Which is what I try to explain on that thread, which nobody wanted to fucking talk to me about.
Because they have no idea.
Because I asked them, how would you implement it?
Yeah.
I asked a couple. I was like, how would you implement it? Go ahead, show me.
It's a funny thing about coming to a conversation with a lot of fucking knowledge against people who are just taking things for
the thing is that
face value.
I mean, I may learn something. You know, I'm not the end all be all in this. I'm just saying that I may learn something, but I ask you, how would you implement it then? You know, and it's like, and I get nothing. I was like, you're fat. Yeah, no shit. Thanks for your awesome contribution. I was like, you said a bunch of blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, that blah 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 was literally the answer to your gripe, but whatever. I was like, you know, people are silly, man. People are silly. I was like, I can't do those man on the street videos or freaking change my mind type stuff that you see like Crowder do, or Brandon Tatum does them a lot too on college campuses. Freaking Charlie Kirk does them a lot.
They go campuses,
they go, yeah.
They have security teams.
I don't need a goddamn security team. It's just I couldn't possibly sit there and entertain the people that they entertain.
Let's try it.
We could. It's just, goddamn.
I'll hold the camera.
I mean, you could say we do this setup. It's not. It's
true.
Like it's
we
not.
got 5 cameras.
Yeah, we can have a setup. It's the problem we would run into is power consumption and freaking.
Well, that's why we have the handy cams.
You know, these could go with
those. They got a lot better battery.
A lot better battery, but I mean the problem we run is consumption of battery consumption and stuff like that, and just we'd have to see like how if we would need some kind of overhang or something.
I wouldn't want to do it because I don't like people that much. It's not like being around people, like a lot of people.
Yeah,
crowds.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't like being around crowds either. However, it's just one of those things. Like I don't know how I would. I don't want to argue with people and like that. Like it's just like some people are just like insufferable.
Mm. Yeah.
Some people are just insufferable. And they'll step up to the mic just to burn shit down or just to say dumb shit or whatever. It's just a shit post or whatever, and they won't. Like it's a different kind of arguing. I don't know. Like like if we can schedule an actual discussion where at least you could come out of it with some kind of better understanding of something, that'd be great. But you sit on a college campus listening to these kids that don't know shit from freaking they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and they want to tell you about freaking public policy.
Right.
And you're like, bro, like I worked for the executive branch forever. Like it's like I know how this cookie crumbles. Um, and they would like to debate silly shit with you like that. I don't know, man. Maybe one day in the future I'll have time for it. Right now I just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even know if that would be fun. I mean,
yeah, no, I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be more stressful than fun. I
I
don't know.
don't get stressed out.
I see
about
these
that.
guys do it, like you said, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
and,
Charlie Kirk does it, and
other
some of these
guys.
other big names. And a lot of the times people approach them because it's Charlie Kirk or
Right.
because it's Brandon Tatum.
Right.
You know, so their reputation precedes them, or because it's freaking Crowder. So their reputation precedes them, and rightfully so because they've done good content for many many years.
Right.
They've worked their asses off to get what they have, and so I get that. And but a lot of the crowds form because of that. I would just like to. How would I build a crowd like that, and have a fruitful discussion? Like just, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to get. I don't want clicks
I think
for
the
just
first thing
for
you
just
have to
me
do-
drill sergeant
Right.
being a drill sergeant as some fucking dumb kid.
The first thing
That's
you
not
have
what I
to
want.
do
That's
is,
not what I would like to do at all.
because the way Charlie Kirk and the way Crowder do theirs is they set up a table.
Yeah, they set
and
up a
you
table.
come to them. I think the way you'd have to start is not on the college campus, but actually on the street and walking around and finding anybody that's actually willing to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people aren't. Most people just want to go about their day. They don't want to talk to some dude holding a camera with a microphone that's going to be put online and whatever embarrassing conversation they're going to happen to have. I mean, there are plenty of content creators that do shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
part of their stuff. It's not their whole thing. There are
Mark
some
Dice-
people there. That's their whole
Mark
thing.
Dice has
Street
has some good ones too.
Yeah.
And
But I think starting out is going to have to be streets. Street.
Mark
interviews.
Dice used to do
I don't know who Mark Dice is.
Mark. You know who he is. He just you just forgot.
Did I?
Yeah. Mark Dice has he did one where he was trying to give away like
I don't know. What
yeah, you do. He's the one that insulted Puerto Ricans on the Grammys, and I fucking did it. We did it on a video. Yeah, we did a whole video. We did an episode talking about some of his bullshit, but because sometimes he talks about shit that he doesn't know anything about, like, and I can't blame him for not knowing anything about it because he doesn't really change his life one way or the other. Knowing the difference between Puerto Ricans and Mexicans really has zero impact in his life.
Right.
So I can't, you know what I mean? But like he hurled some insults at Puerto Ricans and the Grammys and stuff like that when they were not immigrants. It's complicated, but neither here or there. We did a segment on one of our videos on it, but
I believe you. I don't remember.
yeah, but Mark Dice used to give offer I believe it was an ounce, like some weight in gold or silver to people,
Right.
or a chocolate bar or something like that. Like he would do that in public. Like it was like thousands of dollars in either silver or gold in a bar, and watch how many people would just take the chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, it was insane.
An ounce of gold is like what, 15 grand?
I know. It was. I mean, don't quote me on the weight, but he would give them currency, like precious metal currency, and he'd be like, you could take it to a bank and cash it. You would just have to take this or this Hershey's bar or whatever. People, you'd be surprised how many. Pretty much all of them were like the candy. Yeah,
Huh.
And that was many years ago. He did that. Freaking. Let me see if did it be something if I could bring it up. if I can find it. Um, Let me see. Mark.
Social Experiment 2017. Free gold or free candy bar?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
I'm not turning the volume on this. I'm not turning on the volume on this.
No, that's fine. I don't care what you do. Yeah, it's just part of the thing, you know.
Why are you giving away free stuff?
Well, it's just trying to spread the wealth around. Free gold coin or a free Snickers bar?
No, thank you.
Just take one, please.
I'm okay, thank you.
Free gold coin or a free Snickers bar?
Thank you.
Either one?
Snatch that whole goddamn bag out of his hand. He's got like 5 gold coins in that motherfucker.
Hi there. I'm okay, actually.
You don't
Thank
want
you.
either one?
No, thank you.
Who the fuck is
Thank
he?
you.
This is San Diego.
Another coin soda.
They're 10th-ounce gold coin. 10th-ounce gold coins.
10,000 gold coins?
10th ounce.
Oh, 10,000.
1/10 of an ounce.
Ah, got it.
Free Snickers bar.
Gotta go. Free Snickers.
Enjoy.
Thanks, brother.
I'll take
Gold.
a Snicker.
Okay.
Do you want to grab a Snicker for me? Because my hands are full.
Instead of the gold coin.
Taking candy from strangers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, which one would I choose?
Which one would you choose?
What if you don't want to choose? Do you have people turn you
Look
down?
it up.
Yeah.
What's 1/10 of an ounce of gold worth?
You want either one?
Snickers bar? I'm chilling.
Or free gold coin?
I'm good.
You don't want either one? Just, you got too many gold coins laying around at home? Too many of them?
Too many.
Too many gold.
Is it real gold?
It's real gold. It's a 10th-ounce gold coin.
Oh, I know anything about that. You know anything about that?
You don't know anything about that?
No.
Oh, that's good for me, I guess. All right, thank you. It's a free gold coin or a free Snickers bar?
No, thanks very much.
Is the gold coin too small?
Oh, yeah, you guys got the gold coins. You want big ones?
The 10th-ounce gold coin is just too small?
Yeah.
If it was bigger, would you want the gold coin? No.
If I wasn't lactose intolerant, I'd probably go Snickers.
Okay. So you don't want the
Well, just how
Snickers
much is an
bar?
ounce of gold?
$301 at the lowest.
Is it
For
is
a
it
10th
too
of an ounce?
small?
No,
No. If it was bigger, would you want the gold coin?
I don't know.
Who's this
Is the
uploaded?
gold coin just too small?
2017.
The gold coin is too small.
It's too small.
It's too small.
Okay. Well, it's a 10th-ounce gold eagle.
What's it made out of?
Gold.
Gold.
This is a social experiment. Is it not?
Might be.
Yeah.
The average
I feel like
closing
there's some deep
price of
psychological
gold
activity
in
going on with
2017
conversation right now.
is $1,260.39
Per ounce?
per ounce.
That would make that gold coin worth about $120.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like San Diego, Santa Barbara or something. There's a whole bunch of fucking white people. Like no blacks, the entire fucking thing. No Hispanics either.
That's where he lives.
I got it. Well, I mean, it should have a different outcome. That many fucking, white people that know shit about fucking finance.
Well,
They don't
that's
think
the,
about finance.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the shtick. It's
Kind of a weird thing though. You want a gold coin or a candy bar?
candy bar.
Yeah, I can eat the candy bar.
You can cash the gold coin.
You have to go coin and buy a whole box of candy bars, or you can just have a candy bar.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get it.
It's hilarious. What?
It's just an odd thing to do. Oh,
It's an odd thing not to take the fucking gold coin.
true.
That's what's odd. Why would you not take the gold freaking coin? That's insane.
Yeah.
What's it made out of?
I can totally understand not interacting with him at all. But anybody who does interact with him, yeah, why would you take a candy bar over a gold coin? Unless you don't believe it's a legitimate gold coin. That's the only reason.
Either way, it's worth the same as that candy bar.
Pretty much. But yeah. But I mean,
They're not
human
looking at worth. They're looking at practicality.
Humans knowing what one thing is worth over another. The gold isn't worth anything really to you. it's worth something to somebody else that can get you something. The candy bar you can eat.
Those people aren't as intelligent.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. That's a low intelligence response to an interaction like that. So, I mean, if you're seeing something like if I offer you a fucking a pound of rice or an ounce of gold, the value to a human for the pound of rice, that's a pound of food. But the ounce of gold, what the fuck can you do with it other than trade it for something? And that's the immediate, like, smooth brain response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the immediate, like, mammalian response is like, I can eat that, I can't eat that. But that ounce of gold is worth, like, I don't know, how much was 17 grand or some shit like that? What's an ounce of gold? 1 ounce?
1 ounce is $1,200.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
$1,200 will buy you 1,000 pounds of fucking rice. But that's not what your brain sees. Your brain sees food, not food.
Yeah, it's the monkey with the banana.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The normal mammalian response.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're stuck because you're holding the banana, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
let go of the banana, you get
let
your
go of the banana, you get your hand back. It's like, but I want the banana.
Right. It's food.
It's food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's a mammalian response. That's what I think I see in that video is a mammalian response.
I see a bunch of morons.
Yeah.
That's what I see. I don't see that deep into it. I see a bunch of morons. Like, I understand people that are like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No,
The
thank
people
you.
that like don't want to interact whatsoever.
No, thank you.
Because
I get that.
I want to be filmed on the fucking street. I don't
No,
give a
thank you.
fuck what
Whatever.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone.
I don't know what you're peddling.
Right.
I want no part of it. I get
I
that.
totally understand that.
That's not even dumb to me.
But somebody that interacts with him and
You
actually hears
stopped.
what he's saying.
You stopped,
Yeah.
looked at it, let him explain, and then you
On Snickers bar, you want a gold coin.
asked him what it was made out of, even though he told you it was a gold coin.
Yeah.
He said, "What is it made out of?" It's like, "Yeah, gold."
The thing is, though, when you first start that video, he's got a bag of them damn coins. There's like 5 or 6 of them coins in that bag.
I think
And
there's
by halfway through the video, he's only got one. So he's not showing anybody that actually took the coin. He's only showing people that wanted the Snickers bar. So I think it's like falsely edited to show one side over another. He's only got the one coin. He doesn't have the bag in his hand anymore. He's just got one coin that's showing the people.
I don't know. Maybe he put it in his pocket.
Maybe he put it away. Maybe the fucking camera guy fucking took
Maybe
it.
he put it in his pocket or something.
And
like
he
that.
just has the one coin to show fucking, here, you want the coin or you want a candy bar? And the camera guy's got the rest of the fucking coins. I don't fucking know.
That's just
But when it
pretty
first started, he's holding a fucking bag of coins. So
yeah, maybe he's just tired of holding it. He just fucking put it in his pocket.
he get tired of holding a fucking Snickers bar and just hold one fucking Snickers bar or fucking gold coin. Which one you want? He's got a box of fucking Snickers bars.
Well, that's his fucking problem.
I don't know.
People still didn't fucking...
I'm speculating on the whole thing, so.
Yeah. Well, it don't fucking matter. I mean, he's pretty big fucking personality on YouTube.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Look at his channel.
Yeah, he's got 1.9 million followers.
Yeah.
I don't care. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, you're not looking for any of that. I don't know. It's probably not your... It is totally your type of content. I'm surprised you haven't come across it.
My type of content?
No, not that specific. That's not all he does.
I know what you mean.
That's not all he does. He does political commentary.
Oh, okay.
So...
Briefly looked at his little wiki thing. Apparently he founded a Christian organization in San Diego called The Resistance.
He's published a bunch of books, too.
Yeah.
The Resistance.
And that's what I said. Let me bring it back up. Hold on. What's his fucking name again?
Mark Dice. He's a good friend of Alex Jones, if that makes sense. I like his videos. I watch them almost every day.
Dice is the founder of a San Diegan?
Spanish for whale's vagina.
Is it?
No.
I'd have believed you. You should have just ran with it. San Diego.
It's from a movie, bro.
It's from a movie.
Anchorman.
I haven't seen it. A Christian activist group called The Resistance, described as being known for its hardline stance on morality. In late 2004, Dice published the website theresistancemanifesto.com under the pseudonym John Connor. What? The Village Voice wrote that his pen name was presumably taken from the 1980. No shit, it was taken from Terminator. A year later, Dice self-published his website writings in book form as the Resistance Manifesto under the John Connor name. An updated 2008 version of the book credited Mark Dice as the author. Okay, thanks Wikipedia, you fucking piece of shit. Right-wing conservative conspiracy theorist. Okay, what are his conspiracies? The Illuminati, 2016, political commentary. 17, oh my god. But okay, books. The Resistance Manifesto, Illuminati Facts and Fiction, Illuminati in Hollywood, Illuminati in Music Industry, Bilderberg Group, Liberal Media Industrial Complex, Hollywood Propaganda, How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture, The War on Conservatives. In 2023 was his most recent publishing. Videos and social media, and big old YouTube. Member of the Republican Party, and he resides in Pacific Beach, San Diego. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So what do you think? Yeah, he's got a bunch of videos. He'll do petitions on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like signing petitions to fucking ban water, shit like that. Or
That was him?
he's done similar stuff. I don't know.
That was fucking ages ago when they were talking. I remember watching a video, like early days of the internet type shit. And they were going around this beach. It's like, hey, you want to sign a petition banning dihydrogen monoxide?
Yeah,
that was him?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite fucking videos.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dihydrogen monoxide. It's like the actual chemical name of H2O.
Yeah. Fucking water, you fucking
it's water.
Dumbass.
It causes excessive urination and fucking sweating and fucking
kills how many people per year? Yeah.
Everybody who's ever drank.
Everybody who's ever drank.
Kids died from it. You know, people drowned and all that.
Everybody that has consumed it has died.
Yeah.
That's true facts. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. He filled out that petition.
Yeah.
It's just he does little dumb shit. He doesn't do as much of it as he used to, but it's fucking hilarious because he'll go out there and freaking just
right.
You know, he graduated from Cal State, I believe, in journalism or whatever. And all his videos are pretty much a laptop on his kitchen.
Yeah.
Just him talking fucking. Good editing though on his videos. That's one thing I give him props for. He's gotten a lot better with the editing. Then he'll do reactions to newscasts and stuff like that in popular media or whatever. I watch him almost daily. His content has been suppressed by the algorithms too, and that's where some of my shirts come from. Some of my T-shirts, like freaking "Cannibal ate my uncle" of Joe Biden. That T-shirt, that's from his store. The other one was the Trump when Trump got arrested. The mugshots. That from his merch store.
Oh, yeah.
He's got. Yeah, it's funny. Right now, he's got the Trump claws, like Donald Trump dressed like Santa Claus, ugly sweaters.
Yeah,
fucking hilarious. Donald Trump dressed like fucking Santa, but yeah, he has good content, man. And he's the guy that used to do reaction videos to Brian Stelter. Remember that fat guy from CNN that got fired and rehired? The fat balding dude.
Maybe.
Yeah, he used to talk to him like every time he talked on the video. He used to do that voiceover for him. Like you see CNN and he'll be like, That's Mark Dice doing the voice for fucking Brian Stelter.
Jesus.
Because them two were on a feud forever. Like they were butting heads. It was a good portion of his content was him shitting on Brian Stelter for years. It seemed. It was pretty funny. He'll do the voiceover for Brian Stelter. Oh my god, man! But yeah, that video you saw, that video about the gold coin or whatever, fucking pass it to me, so I can add it on the edit. Just send me the link, or send it to yourself on Twitter or whatever. But what else we got?
I was going to talk a little bit about.
Let's do it.
We're getting short on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're getting short on time.
Okay.
Let's talk a little about Trump's potential cabinet appointments.
Well, I mean, hit it.
I think some of them are actually pretty damn good ideas. But
Let's see how far we get into it.
let me send this to you. I can just post it on our page.
Yeah, I don't care.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of them I just wanted to talk about. One specifically was the, I got to scroll down and find it again. It was the Veteran Affairs Secretary proposed by Donald Trump's Doug Collins.
Oh, the chaplain?
Yeah, I thought that's not a bad fucking idea. I've never heard of that before. Ran a master's degree in divinity from New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. Was a U.S. Navy chaplain in the late 80s. After 9/11, he re-enlisted with the U.S. Air Force Reserve as a chaplain and deployed to Iraq for 5 months in 2008. And he's currently a colonel in the Air Force Reserve. So, that's a smart appointment. I think it's a smart appointment. Who's the current VA secretary?
I don't know, but I don't think he's necessarily done a bad job.
Dennis Richard McDonough. Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think Trump's appointment's a smart appointment.
Yeah, but under McDonough is that's where you've seen some of the biggest improvements in the VA healthcare system so far.
That's the thing. I keep hearing about the VA improvements. My personal experience with the VA is not good.
Well, yeah, but you got clinics that are now closer to you than ever before, which is something that I consider an improvement.
Yeah.
I don't have to hold a piss for 45 minutes to go give a urine sample, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there are a lot of veterans who it's a lot further than that.
It's a lot further than that. So now I just down the street, I can just drive down there, go get my urine sample, get whatever testing done. My primary health physician is down the street from me. So,
but don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to trash the current VA secretary. I don't know anything about the current VA secretary. That's why I'm looking it up.
Yeah,
I think that Trump's potential appointment to appoint a military chaplain as a VA secretary is smart. Now, whether it actually works out to our benefit is a different story.
That depends, man, because I've met a lot of chaplains that are pretty disconnected from actual military service.
And I've met a few chaplains who were body stackers themselves.
Yeah, I've met a couple of those, but I don't think this one's one of them. But,
no, I don't think so.
It's one of those things, like I've met a couple of chaplains that they're wearing a uniform, but they have no...
Yeah, they don't have any idea what it's like to actually be a military member.
Like they have no real clue.
It's like they joined, same thing as like doctors joining. They joined to pay off their school. They didn't join for any kind of passion for the military or anything like that. They joined because they knew it would pay off their student debts.
Some of them are just shitty, and that's they do it.
Like seminary school can't be any cheaper than medical school.
No,
it's still a doctorate degree or a master's degree.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I wish them the best of luck, man. It's I hope
like the only seminary that I know of is free is like the Catholic seminaries, and they become priests.
Yeah.
If they don't become priests, they got to pay that shit as a student loan. Mm-hmm. So I mean, the other seminaries for like the Protestant religions, you're paying for that shit. It's the same thing as a master's degree. So
damn.
It's just what I hear. I've never been through seminary, but a few people who did. So and that's what they told me.
Yeah, I
It's the
know.
same thing as paying for a master's degree.
Ouch. Lord likes his money. And then who else?
This guy. Well, I was looking at the current secretary of the VA, but fuck it, I don't have time to really read a lot of his shit. The other ones are people that you've heard about already, like Tulsi Gabbard, is the intelligence.
Mhm.
What was her official title?
Secretary of National
Yeah,
Intelligence.
National Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence.
Director of National Intelligence.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a smart appointment because I don't think she has any experience in the intelligence industry.
Well,
So and that may be a good thing or a bad thing. I just simply don't know yet.
I mean, she's been persecuted by the intelligence system.
Right.
So
And she's been accused of being
she's
an
been
intelligence
accused of
asset
being an intelligence asset.
for a foreign government,
So
which is ridiculous. But she has been accused.
so by that definition, she has massive experience because she's a spy. So she is probably the most qualified
Best bet, yeah.
to run the national intelligence apparatus because she has been a successful spy for decades. Even bypassed a top secret security clearance, all this other stuff, commanded army units
Yeah.
as a Russian spy.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, perfect asset for fucking intelligence.
I couldn't think
director.
of no better candidate than the best, the most, the biggest, the best spy, the bestest spy to ever freaking grace our country. You know, it's Tulsi Gabbard. So yeah, nobody's done it better. You know, I mean, by their definition, right? You know what I mean?
That's it.
That's the
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
yeah. He's
So he
a
is
hedge
a
fund
fucking hedge fund manager.
hedge fund manager.
Smart
and,
appointment.
I think hedge fund manager. I forget what
Right.
what the other stuff is.
Founder of Key Square Capital Management.
There we go. Keysword.
Bessent formerly worked for George Soros. He's also an advisor to Trump and a donor to his campaign. So that irrelevant. He manages a fucking hedge fund company.
They're criticizing that too.
Right.
He's putting
He's
all his
also gay.
donors.
He's also gay.
He's putting all his
If
donors.
confirmed, he would become the first LGBTQ
I
plus
hate
person
that. I hate that.
to lead the Treasury
I hate that.
on the few to be confirmed Senate Republican candidate position.
I hate
Where
that
I'm
shit.
getting this information is PBS.org. So,
Yeah, I hate that shit.
man, me too.
because
It doesn't matter if he's fucking gay. Can
because
he do his job?
Being gay, black, white, yellow, whatever the hell you are, that's not a skill.
Yeah. That's the same thing I
That's
thought
not,
when
that's not a skill.
when people were criticizing that one fucker. Now, that fucker turned out to be a klepto piece of shit.
Oh,
that-
the clown from It.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
What
was
was this?
nuclear manager.
Yeah.
Management.
He was a
Nuclear waste management?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Highly qualified for
Fucking
that position.
kleptomaniac.
Highly qualified for that position.
Yeah.
But yeah, kleptomaniac freak motherfucker.
Yeah.
None of that shit matters. That motherfucker's qualified as fuck to do the job. So
Yeah.
now, did he do the job? I honestly don't
Oh,
know. The only thing I know him for now is being a fucking klepto in a dress. So
Yeah. That freaking designer.
and looking like fucking it from
Yeah, looking like the clown from
fucking
It.
Pennywise.
Pennywise. Yeah. Fucking.
It's the only thing I know him for now. Doesn't matter if he was stellar at his job. He's a klepto in a dress. Fuck this guy.
This is enormous dude with a bulbous head.
Yeah.
You know.
Secretary of State Mark Rubio.
Yeah.
I've been watching Mark Rubio's arguments on fucking C-SPAN for fucking years. He's not a bad talker, but Secretary of State, I don't know what his international stuff is because that's what the Secretary of State does. They work with fucking
He's gonna do
foreign
what
policy.
the fuck he's told. Is what he's gonna do.
Eh,
So
Wow.
that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna do what the fuck he's told. He's gonna be the messenger for. Do you know who the Secretary of State is?
that's what they have to be. They have to be the mouthpiece
Yeah.
internationally for the
The actual
Presidency.
he's not gonna make any
Right.
decisions, man. That's he made decisions within his department, but he's not gonna.
He can't make decisions on
He's not
behalf
gonna
of the
make
country.
decisions on foreign policy on
Right.
behalf of the United States. So people are freaking out. It's like, oh, Marco Rubio because of this and that and the third. I was like, dude, he can't affect foreign policy on his own.
Right.
He doesn't.
It's not his job.
He can't go off the leash, man.
Yep.
So don't worry about it. It's fine. That's one of those positions that he'll be right there.
Right.
So
It's the same thing with being a diplomat.
Yeah,
Anywhere
being a
in that
diplomat,
department, you
anywhere,
have
yeah.
to be a mouthpiece for the Secretary of
yeah,
State.
you can't You can't freaking
Yeah.
affect foreign policy on your own.
Yep.
Just like I think. I was like, no.
It doesn't matter what you think.
You don't
You're not
fucking
paid to think.
You're not paid to think. So
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth,
fantastic.
who is a commentator for Fox News. He's
The
also
Weekend Show.
on the Weekend Show.
They make
I remember that
distinction.
bullshit. Yeah,
The Weekend Show, because that's less. That's lesser than.
Gives a
You
shit.
know.
Also an infantry officer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Never
think-
mind any of that.
I think that's a smart appointment.
Yeah.
Especially somebody, an infantry officer. What rank is he?
He was a
He's a
captain.
major.
He ended up getting out as a major, I think.
Before he joined Fox, he was a major. This is PBS.org.
Mhm.
Before he joined Fox, he was a major in the Army National Guard and served in Iraq and Afghanistan, earning 2 Bronze Stars. Now hold the fuck up. Unless they have V devices, they're just deployment awards.
Don't fucking matter.
Let's not get hung up on the Bronze Stars. I don't like that shit. Anyway, but
Fucking Rachel Levine's got a fucking ribbon for COVID.
fuck Rachel Levine. She
For
wears that
COVID.
fucking dumbass admiral's uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, you stupid.
It comes out of a cake, too. Like,
Cake.
fucking,
Yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
No, I don't know.
I'm about to say, I'm glad my memory's kind of fucked up. So.
No, that's under siege.
Jesus Christ. The movie that fucking Tommy Lee Jones regrets. What was it? In the military, sure, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't really say anything about his military career. But he, as far as I know, he's an infantry officer.
Mhm.
So, yeah, smart pick. Why not put somebody in that position that knows what the fuck knows at least what the job is at the ground level? Attorney General Pam Bondi. I don't know shit about this lady.
She was Attorney General of Florida.
That's about all I know.
Yeah, running partner there for Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Buddy of his.
So Matt Gaetz dropped out. He took his name out of the running because that was his position, Attorney General. He took his name out in lieu because he's currently being accused of sexual impropriety of some kind. I don't really know.
That case came and
That's
went.
the thing. He's already been investigated for it, and they no-billed him. I mean,
You know what happened in that case?
no idea. Other than it got no-billed.
All right, so there's a huge freaking. So he got honeypotted by this asshole who ended up freaking holding the story for ransom and basically tried to extort money from his dad.
Mm.
And it became a big thing.
It was like a long time ago.
Yeah,
like last
it was
year.
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was like 2017, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So the dude that was in charge of all of Florida's driver's licenses, who also ended up going to jail for corruption,
Yeah.
that guy issued driver's licenses to underage girls. Yeah. So he had a racket of fake IDs. And he grabbed one of these girls and gave her a fake ID and put her in freaking Matt Gaetz' fucking circles. He was single at the time. So he runs into this good-looking girl that he thinks is of age. She has
Shit.
She has a valid ID. And
Issued by the state of Florida.
He ends
Yeah.
up freaking going, betting this person. And she ended up being a minor. So then they hold the story over his head. But then the FBI unraveled the whole fucking corruption scheme and the blackmailing and all this other stuff, and they no-bailed him. So yeah, that happened to him, bro.
God
It was bad. It was bad. So, but he was single at the time, and he was in his 30s, and runs into an attractive young lady. And yeah,
Right.
when I was in my 30s, I didn't, 17-year-olds and stuff like that, 18-year-olds, they just seemed like children to me. Like they stopped looking like potential mating partners in my 20s. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they became children. They're like, I look at a 17-year-old now or 18-year-old now, and it's like looking at a baby.
Right.
To me, it's
Gotcha.
like I'm not attracted to people like that. It's
So
just-
this lady, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
comment on whether she'd be a good pick or not.
those two
I don't know anything about her.
they're friends.
Gotcha.
So I guess the whole thing was there's apparently a rumor that it was a ploy all along to get him to step into this, to drop out, to become the deputy of her. So he took the brunt of all the bad campaign media, And now that she's there, they have nothing bad to say about her. As a matter of fact, they've been praising her for having the experience of being an attorney general and all this other shit, yada, 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 So it was like, I don't know. That's a rumor that it was an actual legit tactic that they did, but I don't think so. I just think that there was just too much drama surrounding Matt Gaetz, and they decided to whatever. They did the same thing with Hesco, whatever. They try to freaking paint him as a white supremacist because he had the cross of Jerusalem on his chest.
Oh, yeah. I saw them saying that. It's like,
white supremacist symbol.
It's a swastika.
No, it's
Please
not.
look up swastika.
It's not a
swastika. Yeah, you're right. It's the cross of Jerusalem.
It's the cross
exactly
of
what
Jerusalem.
that is.
It's
Crusaders fought.
Cross of the Crusaders is actually, and if you look at it's the national flag of Georgia.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It's not a white supremacist symbol.
No,
not at all.
But they've been trying to make pretty much everything a white supremacist symbol.
So he has Latin scripture on his arms and stuff like that, and they try to read into that and whatever. That's not what.
So Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRimmer. Don't know anything about this lady. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, billionaire chairman, CEO of financial services firm Cantor Fitzgerald. He manages money. And Commerce Secretary, not a terrible pick. Just taking it on face value. I don't know anything about this guy. So Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Don't know who Kristi Noem is. CIA Director John Ratcliffe. He's been in Trump's cabinet before. He used to be the Director of National Intelligence. He was in Texas House, member of the House Intelligence Committee. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
So people probably know about RFK by now.
Yeah.
He has a lot of opinions about American health and about food dyes and chemicals in food and production and all this other stuff. So moving on. Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins. President and CEO of Trump-aligned America First Policy Institute. Served as Trump's domestic policy chief during his first term, and she has a degree from Texas A&M in agricultural development.
Sweet.
So, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Don't know who that is. Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District and U.S. House of Representatives from 2011 to 2019. So he served in Congress as a rep. He's a reality star. What? Touring politics, he appeared on the 1997 MTV reality series, The Real World Boston.
Oh, shit.
Okay. He was on TV, and then he won a congressional seat. I already talked about Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins. He's a chaplain. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. Software company executive, ran for president in 2024. Republican primary, but dropped out in December 2023 and began appearing at Trump's rallies and fundraising events. Yep. He's urged increased energy and mineral production on U.S. lands. Yeah, it's the same thing Trump did in his first term, when he was promoting American production of oil to compete with the Arabs. Not a bad thing to do, especially if you want those gas prices down.
Oh, yeah.
Start producing your own damn oil instead of buying it from every foreign location you can. Yeah, we have plenty of oil in the United States. Energy Secretary Chris Wright. He's an engineer and CEO of Liberty Energy. He's been a vocal critic of efforts to fight climate change. So again, this is pbs.org. Okay, Education Secretary. This one was interesting. Linda McMahon, the wife of
Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon. She is the co-founder of WWE Wrestling. Yes. She's also
Sold.
highly educated in education. Like she has a doctorate in that shit. She used to be the chief executive, served for Connecticut's Board of Education in 2009. She supports school choice, which means taking state funds from public education and giving them to parents to pay for private education. Texas is trying to do that. I think Texas is doing part of that now. I know Greg Abbott's a big supporter of that. She's ran for office a few times. She's been in his administration before. She led the Small Business Administration from 2017 to 2019. Democrats have praised her in their Senate confirmation hearing in 2017. So, I mean, she has the political experience and she has experience in the education boards. So, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin
I've heard the name once or twice.
used to be a congressman from Long Island. He was in the House in 2015, 2023. Lost a bid for New York governor in 2022. He supported Trump for a while. Criticized the Biden administration especially about the Keystone Pipeline. And same thing. He wants to see the United States be dominating the energy field against like OPEC and other competitors. Mm-hmm. Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner, former NFL player. Served 2 terms, Texas House Representative from 2013 to 2017. He is a pastor at Prestonwood Baptist Church in Texas. I don't know when he played for the NFL.
Wow.
That's the end of the list. So
good.
Yeah.
Good group of folks. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. I mean, a lot of these folks I don't know shit about. I'm going to have to do like a deep dive research on some of these folks. And I'm probably not going to find actual factual information about them. I'll find a lot of opinionated crap like this shit from fucking PBS. It's just pointing out, it's like, oh my God, they criticize fucking Biden. Well, yeah, who doesn't? Except for you, fucking PBS. You know? Oh, they supported Trump. They're a Trump donor. Okay. It's irrelevant. They didn't get the position because they donated to Trump's campaign. They got the position because they're qualified for the fucking position. Or at least on paper they are. We're going to see how well or how bad they do once they actually start doing the fucking job. I mean, there's a lot of expectations for Trump's cabinet, especially when you're talking about DOJ and DOS and Department of Defense. You know, for those big departments, big agency monitors, especially DOJ, there's a lot of expectations. Like getting in there, rooting out the bullshit that's in the FBI. Getting in there and trying to fix or at least find something that's wrong with the CIA. Good fucking luck. The CIA is a secretive organization. They're good at hiding things.
Yeah, they're not just good; they're exceptional.
Yeah, they're world masters at it.
Yeah, I could go. I could go for hours on that alone. It's they're very good at that.
Yeah,
it's So, I mean, good luck trying to root out the nonsense. It's one of those things that problem is that when you have such a projected national policy like we do worldwide, like we have military bases all over the planet, we project power, authority, and influence all over the world. You got to maintain that, you may have to do things that are not necessarily palatable by the regular public. You may have to move a couple pieces here or there, shift a couple politicians in a foreign country in your favor to grease some wheels. You're going to have to do things that are not, they're unsavory. It's just the way it's done. And when you have an organization that has to do that, I mean, you're gonna need funding for that.
Yeah.
And sometimes that funding cannot be traced by your conventional means. So how do you pull money from a budget line item that's been
It's not supposed to
allotted to you
exist.
that's not supposed to exist
Yeah.
now? It's one of those things. That's why you end up with a plane full of cocaine flying into Arkansas. It's you know what I mean? Like all this stuff happens for a reason. You know, it's just like that's why some of these world's biggest drug lords go down on fire because they think they're in charge of their cartels. They're not. The CIA is. And
Yeah.
CIA tells you, basically dictates who your competitor's going to be because they're the ones that are keeping somebody alive or dead or
Right.
in charge or not. You know, they do coups on nations.
Yeah.
You think your cartel ran in a fucking ranch in the middle of nowhere, from a ranch in the middle of nowhere, is going to withstand that kind of power?
Yeah.
No. No, you're going down in fire. You know, you're fucked. You know, you're going to go to a meeting somewhere to meet somebody or something, you're going to get snatched and end up in a freaking truck crossing the fucking Mexico border.
Yeah.
That's how it's happened, literally like that, a couple times that I could tell you. It's I mean, and they're public stuff, you know. It's there. It's like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and overthrow Nicolas Maduro, said a friend of mine once upon a time.
Yeah.
No, the fuck you're not. You know what I mean? No, the fuck you're not, because the instability of that place keeps that fucking oil-rich freaking megalodon from freaking undercutting everybody in the market. The more unstable that place is, the fucking better it is for everybody else in the fucking oil market.
Yeah.
Plain simple. You know, you're not. So now your point of contact for this fucking supposed coup that you think you're going to throw is going to be General So-and-so, who we've bought and paid for.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. He's been in our pocket
How the
forever.
fuck do you think he made general?
How the fuck you think he made general? Yeah, come on, man. It's chess, not checkers. These guys are very, very good at this. Very good at this.
What does the CIA fall under? I know the real answer. I want to know the official answer.
Oh, the official line? Yeah, they're here to provide safety and security, you know, the people of
Which
safe and secure
department? Shut
environment.
the fuck
Treat everybody with dignity and respect. You know, insert nation.
Like the FBI falls under the Department of Justice. What department does the CIA fall under?
Yeah.
I'm asking a question.
For the Daily Double,
I'm asking a fucking question.
they fall under multiple. Depending on what they're doing. They've been Department of Justice, they've been Department of Defense, they've been Department of all kinds of shit. They've been Department of State, they've been Department.
Well, the DoD has their own intelligence services.
Technically, you want,
The
yeah, I
Defense
mean the
Intelligence
DIA,
Agency.
but
Yeah.
I mean you wanted to, yeah, but DIA is that's a bullpen. But neither here, well, I don't, you know, it don't matter. DIA is DIA, but
I think I can find this.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what you're gonna find. Nothing. They fall under
they
themselves.
don't fall under shit.
They fall under themselves. They answer to who? Absolutely no one. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like when you're lucky, they're on our side for now, from what we can tell.
For now.
For now, for what we can tell. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. And if you think the president is privy to some of the shit they're doing, dude,
They already come out and said they're not.
there is
Yeah.
shit that's happening right this second that no president is ever going to find out. It's just, come on. These guys are they're good at this, man. The director is a lightning rod.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, the director doesn't have shit to do with the
He's
CIA.
a lightning rod. He's the guy that keeps all the prying eyes at bay.
Yeah, they don't follow. He's
He's holding the curtain, basically. The director's holding the curtain while everybody else works behind it. It's quite the organization.
They don't actually fall under any
No,
department.
no. They'll work on behalf of.
Right. They got different directorates. That's what I found. They have different sub compartments of the CIA.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't actually. The only thing it says that they answer to is Congress, and that's a vague fucking.
Yeah.
That's vague as fuck.
Right. I mean, State Department did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, State Department. I worked directly for an agency under the Department of State. It's like inside the Department of State, and it wasn't DOS, it wasn't DOD, it was from. That's what we answered to, is the Department of State, but it was a branch within a branch within a branch.
Right.
Come on, man. This stuff, it's chestnut checkers, man. It gets murky when you start treading in those waters. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, you start seeing shit, you start hearing shit, you start fucking reading stuff, and you're like, oh fuck. It's like, I don't think I want any part of that. So this is pretty fucking nutty.
I've had very limited exposure to the intelligence services in the United States. Very limited, and it's been in passing. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man.
I have a funny story about that, and that's about the limit of my exposure to the CIA in 2004 was when some of their officers were on our camp, and they were eating with us in the chow hall, and we sat down at a table because we all had our own table. It was like fucking prison, you know that shit.
Yeah.
Each fucking unit has their own damn sections in the chow hall they sit at. And this is a makeshift chow hall. It used to be a fucking aircraft hangar. It's a fucking whatever. We were sitting down in an old place that my company sat down at, and there was a bunch of us at the table, and then like two guys in fucking like OD green khakis and black shirts with like facial hair and fucking long hair came and sat down with us. Like, not trying to be a part of our group, just at the same table. And their shirts said CIA. Big old white letters. And somebody asked, fuck you guys, fucking CIA. And no shit, when we had detail to pull guard at the little internment camp that we had for all the detainees that we were pulling in. So we had a little prison on our camp. It was a makeshift, just like the defect was. We went in there, same guys were doing the questioning and shit. They were doing the processing of these detainees. They were legit CIA, and they had no problem hiding it. And asked them too, it's like, what the fuck are you out and about fucking, if you're actually CIA, why you guys are American soldiers, don't give a fuck if you know who I am.
Yeah, makes
fuck
sense
am I
to
gonna
me.
say, you know?
Sold.
Yeah.
You're not the droids I'm looking for.
Yeah. It's like when the Navy SEALs came on base, I asked them, I was like, what the fuck are you guys? Oh, we're team, I think it was team 3.
Yeah.
No, team 3 Navy SEALs. Of course you call it bullshit. One, who admits that? Two, what the fuck are SEALs doing here? But then they went to the gym and saw them in the gym, and they're lifting all that weight, and it's like, oh yeah, they're fucking Navy SEALs. The smallest guy on their fucking team was lifting more than our biggest motherfucker. We're tankers. So what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. They must have been slumming it when they were with you guys, man. It's just fucking,
we were slumming it too, but we accepted it.
if ever you did a CIA chow hall, bro, you'd know right away. They hired legit chefs over there. But
that wasn't the only time we saw him. We saw him a few more times, but yeah. And usually it was like different, like a couple of weeks go by and there'd be a different set of dudes. They would just rotate out. So that's my exposure to the CIA in 2004. DIA I got exposed to in like 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. And it was a very limited, in passing fucking exposure.
yeah, no, I had. I've been in the building. It is what it is.
Nope. Never have.
Yeah, it is what it is. I didn't do anything with them though. But I would DI. Came close though. This didn't work out. But what else we got, man?
That was all I had.
All right.
I wanted to touch on Trump's proposed cabinet. There's a lot of these folks I don't know anything about. The few that I do know a little bit about, I think I see why they were picked for that position. We'll see if they do good.
Yeah. Let's hope they do great.
Hope they actually get some stuff like fleshed out. Actually do some of the shit that they're talking about doing instead of just talking about it and then letting it go by the wayside. Like we've seen in every other political organization for the past 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
You got a new organization coming in. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. The Department of government efficiency, headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. What's his name? Ramaswamy.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Wow, that's funny.
Whatever.
He would fucking laugh at your face if you said it to his face. He's a great sense of humor.
I've seen him talk before. He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he would be like, "No, man, it's Vivek like a cake." He would tell
like a cake.
Yeah, he would tell you just like that. Yeah. It's
not Vivek.
No, it's Vivek. He don't care. He's a good dude. Hopefully they won't freaking fall off the rails over there and it becomes a fucking good old boy party club over there.
Well, that's the thing.
They actually get to fucking work and do some legit shit. Because right now it's just kind of.
I think they're going to be overwhelmed.
It looks like that department to me looks like a man cave. You know what I mean?
Doge thing, the fucking.
Yeah, it just looks like this fucking room full of arcade machines.
That's the thing. It doesn't exist yet. It's not a part of the government.
Well, in my head, it'd be like this cigar-filled arcade machine thing with a fucking podcast in it for some fucking reason. Like
I think Elon actually would do something like that. He's wanting transparency.
Well, they gotta do something, man. They gotta do something. What I'm saying is that if they're gonna do all that, they better get to work. But
we shall see.
Be fucking around. Well, that's all we got then. I'll see you guys in the next couple of weeks. We'll see if we punch out some. Keep an eye out for the shorts and all that. Don't forget to like and subscribe whenever you can. And
give us some comments. Give us some feedback.
Yeah, follow us on X and let us know how we're doing, and let us know if you want us to talk about something specific, or you want us to hit a particular topic or something you got in mind. Hit us up, and we'll see you guys.
Our random bullshit.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.